Hi guys, this is Lauren, your proud host of Your Dose of Death. Just give me a little quick tune-in to make sure to listen to Your Dose of Death. Each and every single episode, I provide a different lens into the world of deathmatch, whether it be wrestlers, content creators, or anyone in between. Make sure to listen to me each and every single episode to get a different lens into the death. And please, make sure to listen to Your Dose of Death.
You're listening to a Countout Podcast.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Independent Waters. I am your host, Mikey Manfredi, and joining me, finally, back again, is my co-host, the other host of this show, Zach. I missed you, buddy, Batista. Zach, how you doing, my friend? It's good to have you back on the show.
Oh my god, I love all of our other members of our Count Network, but I missed my old reliable host, my buddy.
We have that like the frequent worker chemistry, right?
Yeah.
Like we know how this show we know how this show runs, and we can make it we got this. It's our show, and we're here. We're back here to talk about the last leg of our collective special, and we're here to talk about some shows that we were interested in during the collective weekend, which are Wrld on Lucha, Big Gay Brunch, and of course Spring Break. We will be going, I think, in literally reverse order as to what I just said.
I think so, yeah.
We are very excited to be talking about those because those were, in my opinion, three of the best shows this weekend. I think they were all very good.
Agreed.
I think they were all very strong. Spring Break kind of had a leg up on the competition of being good because it had more nights to be good.
This is also very true.
But we'll get into that because we're going to talk some Spring Break Lucha Brunch, the newest, like you said, the newest MTV
Lucha Brunch.
The newest like MTV teen beach movie.
Exactly.
So, we are going to be talking first about Spring Break Parts 1 and 2. So, Zach, how did you feel all around about Spring Break? Did you have any highlights, any lowlights? What were some good parts of Spring Break, and what were some less good parts of Spring Break? Let's start with Part 1 first.
Part 1. Okay, so let's see. Part 1.
Let's go over Part 1 here for the fans.
Okay.
We got the Briscoes taking on Hate Club and Second Gear Crew in a three-way tag team match for the GCW Tag Team Championships.
Mm-hmm.
We got Blake Christian taking on AR Fox. We got Mickey James taking on Alley Catch. Nick Wayne versus Jordan Oliver, Jimmy Lloyd, Gringo Loco, Alex Price, Jack Cartwheel, Ninja Mac in a scramble match. Joey Janela versus X-Pac. John Moxley versus AJ Gray for the GCW World Title. And John Wayne Murdoch versus Alex Colon for the GCW Ultraviolent Championship.
This is a big boy card is what it was.
Yeah, this was a heavy hitter card to start off night one. What were our thoughts? What were your thoughts on this one?
Let's see. For the first match, I remember being like, this was a solid, like, a hardcore tornado tag. You got what you were expecting. Pretty much.
Yeah, but it was also kind of weird because Tremont wasn't there, so it was like tag team versus Nick Gage.
One guy.
Right? Yeah, versus one guy who kind of had a partner later when Slade came out to give him a pizza cutter.
I came to really like Slade after Bloodsport, so I actually popped for this. Where before I've been like, who the fuck is this random guy that just walked out? Oh, he has a pizza cutter now. Oh, he has two.
Yeah, Slade beat the shit out of Vam Sullivan at Planet Death also?
I think so, yeah, too. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he beat the shit out of him in like a taped glass hand match, I believe it was.
It was a Taipei death match. I learned that because I did the Planet Death episode with two big deathmatch fans.
Oh yeah.
Shouts out to Sean and Lauren.
God, that must have been
for teaching me about a lot of fun deathmatch facts.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying I didn't know that either. That's a fun fact.
Yeah, it's called the Taipei deathmatch, and it's apparently gluing glass to your hands and punching each other in the face is big in Taipei for some reason. But this first match on Spring Break with this triple threat tag match, it was fine. It wasn't like stunning or like blow me away, but it was like good, and the Briscoes winning was okay.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted SGC to win. But I guess it made sense considering part 2 and the greatest clusterfuck.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we almost all of the GCW titles except for maybe one aren't on GCW talent, which is weird.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. Actually, now that you point that out, it is
like I don't know. I really would have liked to see SGC go over here and win the tag titles. But that's just me. I think the Briscoes are also a fine choice to be tag champs, especially considering how their match with FTR went at Supercard of Honor.
I still gotta watch that.
I did watch it, and man, you need to.
Yeah,
it's very, very good. But the Briscoes are now the GCW tag team champions, and I can't wait to see what matches we get out of them in the future.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're already taking on Bussy in California for those titles.
That'll be a good match.
Yeah, that's coming up soon. So that'll be cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, this.
What were your thoughts on this tag match? I guess
this match for me was solid. Like the funniest bit that I loved was the pizza cutter spot. Just because when Gage got his pizza, I'm like nice, and then Slade just pulls out one of his own, and I'm like, hey,
double pizza cutter.
It was just a fun spot. There was some other fun. There was the horrible Nick Gage spot with Mance's tongue.
Oh God, yeah.
Staple his tongue to a door. Pile driver justice through said door. That spot always looks like you always end up being the one to go through the door more than the guy that you're putting through the door.
Yeah, and also Mance Warner and getting his tongue stapled to things.
Mance is Mance. He knows what he's getting himself into in matches at this point.
Yeah. But that one was fine. Let's get into the rest of this card because we got a lot of wrestling to start go over. So let's not get hung up on one match. We got Blake Christian taking on AR Fox, which was a very good match in my eyes. They did a ton of flippy shit, which is exactly what I expected out of these two.
It was buttery smooth as well.
Yeah, this match was basically exactly like when you hear AR Fox and Blake Christian. Picture a match between them, and it's exactly that. It's exactly what you expect out of these two.
Yep, pretty much. Like I have a little bit here where I had highlights for each match for being like, hey, that's something we can talk about. And the first thing I put after this match for highlights was too many to count.
Yeah,
it
was a buttery smooth spot fest where these two were jumping on each other from incredible heights.
Yeah,
because that is what they do.
It's kind of like an old school versus new school flippy shit guy who's really smooth, in my opinion. Like AR Fox is like an OG who's trained so many people, and then you've got Blake Christian who's like the new hot flippy shit dude.
That's so wild to me that AR Fox is considered an old school guy.
Yeah, because I only say that because the commentary is like, AR Fox hasn't been wrestling a lot lately. He's trained a lot of people, and he's like older than Christian. I'm like, fuck me.
He's considered an old school guy. I just looked it up. He's only 34, which is wild. Like he's still more so I guess veteran maybe would be a better word for him then. Yeah, I guess he's been wrestling a lot. He has wrestled a lot. Not recently, obviously, but obviously when he does, it's good because this match was good.
Yeah. I liked his valet, too. I forgot what her name was off the top of my head, though, but she was in many of the matches here.
She was a little much for me, but, hey, that's a personal opinion. I think she was going a little too hard hyping him up and could have just been, let people focus on the match, but I get it. You
gotta stand out as a manager every once in a while.
Yeah, so it's, fine. This match was good. I think definitely a highlight of this card. It was great. I think it was in a good spot too in the beginning. I think it got people hyped up for the rest of the card as well.
Very true.
And then it was followed by Mickie James and Alley Catch, and this match was weirdly sexual.
Yeah, you have to watch the promo of it. If you find this match on the collective free for some reason, you have to watch the promo of this. Otherwise, this match is just weirdly sexual for no reason whatsoever. It's literally
it was very, very it was good though. I think it was
good. Yeah, it's just that there were several points in this show, this match and the entire gay brunch, where I was it was like they took Faye Jackson's the sexual energy of the Sweatpants Battle Royal and they just put it in gay brunch and this match for some reason.
Yeah, this match was a lot. But I think there was a story being told, and it was it felt like Alley Catch was going through when it kind of felt to me that Alley Catch was to Mickie James as Mickie James was to Trish Stratus in her WWE run. I think that's kind of the story they were going for here, and I think it worked.
Same.
Also, Alley Catch put out a great tweet after this match, it was something along the lines of yes, we hear you. A big flaw in Bussy's strategy is both of us always wanting a kiss, and no, we will not be changing that strategy.
Oh, it's there. It's there. Oh man, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, fair enough.
I thought that was a solid tweet, and I was like, yeah,
yep,
yeah.
There was,
but all around this match was pretty solid. Mm-hmm. There were some good spots. It was pretty clean. It was pretty clean all throughout. And I hated that Catch lost again, but also. The way it ended, it only made sense for Mickie James.
Mikey just wants GCW Originals to win. Stop losing on pay-per-views that we watch,
They need to, man. They need to start getting some dubs.
Keep losing, and it's just God, why can't you win on the big? It's literally you just
put over your own talent. Jesus, they need to get some dubs.
Mm-hmm. God, the fucking so many of these spots. I was just oh, and Allie is just grinding her crotch into Mickey's face.
Yep.
Story-wise, this makes sense, but out of context, just a question mark over my head.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. I think all in all, it was a good match, though. It had those sexual spots, but again, that was a storyline, and also it was just a well wrestled match. So
yeah,
that was pretty good, and I think the follow up after this was also a very good placement for the card to kind of reset everyone's brains and be oh right, this is Spring Break because it's the scramble match.
Yeah, it's literally exactly what you expect from a scramble match. It's just a spot fest, back to back to back. And everyone here involved is great, of course. There's a lot of fun stuff. You got Jack Cartwheel being Jack Cartwheel, just
Jack Cartwheel. What a weekend, huh?
Yeah, no, the man. I'll be real. He had there was the Weekend Warrior, which is for me Mike Bailey. But Cartwheel,
9 matches.
The other 2 Weekend Warriors I gotta give a shout out to though that were great in all their matches were Busick and Cartwheel.
Cartwheel killed it. Every match I saw Cartwheel in was good to great.
He did very good at executing all his spots. This match. He had the spot where he was holding himself horizontally out of the ring just to flip around and sweep out Lloyd's legs. So I was that was fucking great.
Yeah.
You've had Gringo Loco being in Lucha.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Fucking Fosbury flop and all that shit. Mm-hmm. Loved it. Everyone was just really good. I was so happy to see Alec Price in here. Even though he didn't win, I was so happy to see him on this card.
Yeah, Alec Price again, coming up big, doing a lot of Beyond stuff, and coming up big recently, and getting a lot of traction, and really showing off the fact that Alec Price is the prize.
Oh yeah, prize fighter from the Prize City.
Yeah, he's a fucking great talent, and I'm glad he got to show off what he could do during this big wrestling weekend. Mm-hmm. And of course, the winner being Nick Wayne was also really sick. Yes. A young up and coming wrestler getting the win over a lot of these veterans, like there's veterans in this, like there's like Gringo, Loco, Ninja Mac, like 2 big veterans, and then also some big GCW stars such as Jordan Oliver, Jimmy Lloyd, and also an up-and-comer in Alec Price. I think this match put Nick Wayne over big, and I think that was kind of just a big part of this weekend, was putting Nick Wayne over big, because in part 2 we'll get to why he also got put over, I guess. Yeah,
Nick Wayne, this is actually my first of his matches, and I was impressed. I definitely can see what Darby and AEW see in him to already offer him a fucking contract at his age.
Yeah, I forgot he has an AEW contract already. I forgot about that.
He hasn't been on any shows or any dark matches yet, but they already offered him a contract. Like, they saw this, they see potential, and I also see potential in him.
Yeah,
very good.
Yeah, so does like he's over with the fans, and he's mega over backstage as well. Like, all the wrestlers love him too.
So yeah,
which is great. Yeah, and
very nice one.
after this scramble match, we get Janela versus X-Pac. This match was made much more impressive to me afterwards, when I learned that X-Pac wrestled the entire match with a torn bicep.
Yeah, see, when I first watched this match, I pretty much had like a meh feeling. Like, this match was a very Joey Janela match, very long, a lot of spots, very sports entertainment. And when that came out, I was like, okay, you know what? I'll give X-Pac props, because my dad and I were literally going like, he looks gassed already after, like, there was like a suicide dive spot where like he hit his, or I think he or Janela hit his arm on something, and he was holding his arm, and I was like, ooh.
I think he tore it. I think he tore it before the match.
He did.
I think yeah, that's ridiculous.
Which is why I will give him more props now, because I was like, he did pretty good. He looked gassed towards the end, but then I was like, okay, torn bicep the whole match. I
didn't even notice.
I only noticed it because my dad pointed out how tired he looked, and I was like, oh yeah, he does look more. It was like towards the end, and a little bit like towards like the middle-ish, kind of started to show. But like, torn bicep, that ain't to be fucked with. That.
No.
I would not have done this match with a torn bicep, but I'm a little baby, so, you know.
Yeah, X-Pac was like, no, I'm doing spring break. Like, we're getting this match. Yeah. And it's like,
and as I said,
props to X-Pac. And I thought this match was solid.
This match,
sure, it was a little slow, but like, yeah, Janela was getting over at his own show.
This is a peak Joey Janela spring break match for me.
Yeah.
Solid match, a couple of really entertaining spots. Is a little bit longer than it really needed to be.
I agree.
Like, there were points where I was like, okay, come on.
That could just describe GCW.
True. It's just, for some reason, I've always known, like, I think Janela's last couple matches were like this. There was Cardona at Hammerstein, where I remember thinking to myself, okay, this has gone on a bit long.
Oh, well, yeah, because they tried to do a lot of old ECW spots with that match.
Yes, they did. Why. But like, it's just like, there's that. Dickinson, I remember when I did Dickinson, I loved the match, but I remember thinking another thing being, this match is a bit long for me.
Yeah.
It's just like a thing I've noticed.
Yeah, maybe some stuff runs long. Maybe they had to fill. Maybe some other matches went a little longer than they thought, or a little shorter than they thought, and had to fill some time.
Maybe,
but also I think it was kind of slow and took a little long because, again, X-Pac was working with a torn bicep.
Yeah. That being said,
so I'm gonna cut this one a little bit of slack.
Yeah, I will too. That being said, a lot of really good spots here. Let's see. There was X-Pac fucking braining Joey Janela with a straight up chair shot.
Yeah, just right on the dome.
I was just like, why would you do that?
Unprotected, directly on his dome, and it like bent over his head. I was like, oh my god, X-Pac. It was kind of cool though, right? Because it was like a nice little story moment where like you could tell that X-Pac didn't want to do it, but he was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to do this if I want to take this kid out, huh? And he did it once, and then he went to go do it again, and he's like, I can't do it twice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I like, and then of course, Janela's a dickhead, and he's like, I can't do it twice, so Janela's like, okay, your balls, my foot, meet each other now.
Yeah, of course, Janela taking advantage of the mercy and just giving him a nut shot.
I was surprised that Joey won this, but I guess it'll set up for something later, because I was like, oh, damn.
I'm not surprised Joey won this. I kind of had a feeling that's where this was going, especially since Janela is no longer with AEW. I guess he still is as of this night, but the next night, The fact that he's trying to be more of a mainstay in GCW now and more of an indie mainstay, I think it makes sense that he won.
Okay, the scramble match spot that he does later that we'll talk about makes a lot more sense now. Makes a lot more sense now. Okay, fair enough. This is a pretty good match for me. Solid.
Mm-hmm. I agree. This was a solid matchup, and I enjoyed it. And I think I enjoyed this next match much more though, which was same. John Moxley taking on AJ Gray for the GCW World Championship. John Moxley coming in as champion and also leaving as champion.
Yeah, I can't blame Brett for keeping the title on Moxley.
That's a draw, right? That's an insta draw.
It's an insta draw. He is willing to do their style. He consistently shows up on the big pay-per-views when he needs to, and he's not shit.
Yeah, because John Moxley just loves beating the crap out of people, and it doesn't matter where, it doesn't matter who. If you're like, hey, John, you want to show up at my show and beat the crap out of somebody? He'll be like, yeah.
It's like, say less. Course.
Yeah, say less. So GCW is GCW. I think Mox is a great GCW champion because he is everything that GCW is trying to push, right? Ultra violence, hardcore wrestling, everything John Moxley is good at, right?
Yeah.
So I think John Moxley being at the top of GCW makes perfect sense, but also AJ Gray would have also been a great world champion if he won this match.
Yeah, and again, the GCW original loses to Paradigm Shift into Blight Tubes.
Yeah, this one made a little more sense though, again because of what happens tomorrow, I guess, than on Spring Break Part 2.
True.
Because AJ Gray is part of Second Gear Crew.
Oh yeah, he is, isn't he?
Yeah, so it makes a little more sense that he lost because of what we'll talk about later. But it to me, I would, and I think John Moxley putting him over at the end also helped it.
Yeah,
where John Moxley was celebrating, and before Gray left, he patted him on the shoulder, and he was like, "One day this will be yours, but today it's my day." And I think that was a nice little sentiment. Moxley being like, "One day it will be, but today, today I got you."
Yeah, these two, they had a good death match. These two,
I agree. Yeah, these two killed each other.
Oh yeah, they're Moxley using the barbed wire to whip, strike, and neckbreaker Gray. I was like, that's great.
Oh, that was brutal.
The whips got me. I was like, oh yeah, no! I was like, fuck that, no.
Yeah, the whips made me very upset.
Oh my god, which show was it? There was a show where someone got fucking. Oh, it was For the Culture. I saw it was almost as bad as the spot there where they took the 2x4 covered with barbed wire and sawed it across someone's back, and you saw it catching on the clothing.
No!
And the skin. It was awful. Ryan and I were like, I loved it, but him and I were both at the same time this is that's terrible. Fuck that spot.
Oh my god. I was actually just talking to Sean and Lauren about how in death matches, the slow spots are what gets me.
Yep.
Instead of the big oh, I'm gonna slam you through a giant thing of light tubes or a big thing of glass. It's those spots are cool and they don't make me wince as much as the slower, methodical all right, I'm gonna work really slowly and I'm gonna staple dollar bills to your head one at a time, or I'm gonna take a hypodermic needle and stick it in between your fingers, or those spots are what gets me the most. The slow, methodical, or I'm gonna take this barbed wire and slowly drag it across your head, right?
Ugh. Yeah, this was a great match. They should beat the fuck out of each other, and I like this match a lot.
Sure did. Speaking of beating the fuck out of each other, John Wayne Murdoch and Alex Colon sure did for the GCW Ultraviolet Championship.
Yeah, I came into this and I was like, okay, I remember I'm like, Alex Colon is Alex Colon. I don't need to say any more about that. He's a fucking legend. And then I was like, John Wayne Murdoch's the guy that Lauren was talking up a lot of on the one happy hour when we were talking about deathmatch wrestlers. So I had high hopes, and he certainly delivered in Lauren building him up.
I agree. Sure. John Wayne Murdoch is a badass, and so is Colon, and these two took each other to hell.
Yeah, they beat the fuck. Oh god, there were some nasty spots in this match though, like the fucking steak knife spot where he carved up Cologne's head. I was like, fuck that, no shot.
I don't like the fact that in death matches they are just using knives now.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, they went from like a board of knives where it's like, okay, fine, it still sucks, but when he lands on it, but now there's like, I'm just gonna carve you. It's like, no.
Yeah, no. just getting into like slowly carving each other up with knives. This is just like, oh my god, it went from being a death match to a serial killer match.
I was gonna call it a saw match at this point.
Saw match is also very good.
And there was that one death match where someone actually used the saw. So, I mean, yeah, that was that. And
Christ.
There were of course, if you go into this match with Cologne's got his fucking awesome light tube assisted spots. I never get tired of these ever.
Yeah, these were really good.
When these motherfuckers pulled out a box of gusset plates and poured them on the fucking mat and just started resting on it like they were nothing. I'm like, you two are fucking out of your minds.
Yeah, dude, I don't understand. I'll never understand how people do deathmatch.
I don't know, dude. If motherfucking Nick Gage is saying on commentary like a couple like years ago that gusset plates fucking suck dick.
Oh my god, the gusset plate spots. I forgot about the gusset plates. Oh.
Yeah, that's what I said. They poured the box out on the fucking floor and they were just resting on top, and I'm like, no, fuck that. You couldn't pay me enough to do that.
No, dude, I looked up. I was like, what the fuck is a gusset plate? I looked it up, and they are scary looking.
Yep, I did the same.
I'm like, that's
thing.
That's just going into your skin.
Yep, I did the exact same thing when I first saw it at one of the collectors. Like, what the fuck is a gusset plate? And I was like, no, fuck that, hell no.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you guys can do it, and I'll probably cheer you, but no.
It looks like it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And according to everyone who's taken a gusset plate, it apparently sucks a lot.
Yeah. Let's talk about the finish of this match, though.
Yeah, let's. I don't quite remember it that much because we watched a lot of wrestling this week.
I wrote down
kind of in the first leg of it, but
you and I have the same. I wrote down every spot, every finisher, just in case if I forget.
Just in case,
because I definitely would, and there are a bunch of matches that I did.
Yeah, for sure.
This was after Cologne ran into a ring post and he hurt his arm so bad he couldn't continue the match. And then Murdoch beat him with a gusset plate 2x4, fucking gusset plates, to his arm that was injured. And then he put his arm in a cross arm breaker and he was forced to tap out. And I'll be real, at first I was like, that finish was kind of weird. What the fuck was that? Like, why? What was that? Did he actually get hurt? And from what my brother told me, this finish was actually a callback to a previous match these two had, where Murdoch hurt his arm in the match and he couldn't continue fighting, and Cologne called him a pussy, and like Murdoch did when he won, told him you should just fucking quit then if you can't finish the match.
Oh, it was a work.
Got it, yeah. And I was just like, okay, with that in mind, that's a fucking great finish. But I had wished the commentary at least, or someone had made the effort to tell me this, if that is what the case is.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, that's actually pretty poetic of a thing, of being like, how the turntables, motherfucker.
I guess it makes sense, because it's like Planet Death kind of, I guess this wasn't Planet Death, this was Spring Break. So yeah, I guess I would have appreciated an explanation. But if this match was on, I was going to say if this match was on Planet Death, it would make more sense, because Planet Death is where the hardcore deathmatch fans go, right? So they would probably know that this is a work and probably would remember that callback.
Yes.
But since it's Spring Break and it's a much more casual crowd, I would have appreciated...
Wasn't Planet Death on right after this, too?
Yes. I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure Planet Death came on, like... maybe like an hour after this show. That
was probably their... I mean, I told my dad the reason why I think that this match was on last and not the championship was because they were basically trying to tell people, like, hey, you like this deathmatch stuff? Stay up another hour or two and we have a whole card of it.
Yeah, I think... I agree. I think I also kind of noticed that with the booking, that they were kind of hyping up... I feel like it happened a lot this weekend where the last match of one show would kind of tie into the next show a little bit. Especially this one, like an ultraviolet championship match right into Planet Death it made so much sense, right?
Yes, makes a lot of sense.
It gave everybody a little taste.
Yes. You want a taste? Sorry, I can't. Every time I think of that, I just think of fucking... Is it Magic Mike now? Or is it, fucking...
I don't know.
It's... fucking hell, why did they change their names? I just got Matt Lee and Jeffrey Parker, and now I can't fucking figure out which is which now. It's Lee. I know it's Lee, because I can see his face saying, "You want a taste?"
Oh, and Daddy Magic?
Yeah, Daddy Magic. I fucking love Daddy Magic. Anywho, sorry, side tangent. I thought Spring Break Night 1 was great, though.
I agree.
A lot of matches.
I agree. Spring Break Night 1 was very good. I think it delivered.
Yes, I was a little. I was on one hand, I'm sad there wasn't any mark out in here for me, but pretty much it was high mez almost across the board, which I mean I can't really complain.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It was solid altogether. So what did we think of Spring Break Part 1 as a whole?
As a whole, I'd give it a high meh.
I agree. I think it was a good show. I don't think it was absolutely like phenomenal, and it didn't really blow me away. But I think altogether, it was a well-put-together wrestling show. It was an enjoyable wrestling show, and I didn't feel like I wasted my night.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, that's all you can really ask for.
So I enjoyed it, and I am also giving it a high meh. So why don't we roll right into Spring Break Part 2, since we're in the Spring Break mindset. Part 2 was a little... It wasn't a shorter card, but it had less regular matches.
Yeah.
So on night 2, we had Chris Dickinson taking on Matt Cardona, Tony Deppen taking on Biff Busick, Speedball Mike Bailey versus Jordan Oliver, Minoru Suzuki versus Effy, and of course the 54-person greatest clusterfuck at the end of the show.
All right.
Let's go down this card really, really quick. Dickinson Cardona, I thought was a great way to open this card. Watching Cardona get the shit kicked out of him was a great way to open Spring Break.
It was, but I'm gonna be real. At the time watching it, I was not a fan of this match because it was 1 a.m. It was the second night of wrestling, and I was like, "Oh my fucking god! You spent 15 minutes just talking, beat the shit out of each other. Yeah. I don't need 15 minutes. You guys constantly running around. Just fucking kick the shit out of the heel." I'm like, it's 1 a.m., bro. I don't need this.
It's 1 a.m.
I'm like,
just start fighting.
Just beat him up. And when he finally did, I was like, okay, this is good. It's pretty good. I mean, Chelsea was being Chelsea. And I was just like, okay, like, nice. You got your valet spots, which are good too. But, like, I don't know, man. I felt like this match was just, for me, was just like a lot of, like, it just was too long, or wasn't as fast-paced as I needed it to be. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah, more had to happen.
It was good to see Cardona get beaten up. Don't get me wrong; he's a great heel, and I love seeing him get his shit kicked in.
Yeah, me too. I mean, who doesn't love watching Cardona get his shit kicked in? That's he's the biggest shithead AEW has to offer, right? And it's just great to watch the heel get what they deserve.
Oh my god, dude! I was sitting here looking at this match, just watching Chelsea like constantly interfering, and I kept yelling. I'm like, "Do something, fucking!" What the hell is Dickinson's wife's name? What's her name?
I don't know.
Whatever, Missy. That was it. I'm like, do something, Missy. I'm like, she's just fucking just beat her ass with your fucking purse or something.
Yeah,
that was me. That was literally me sitting in my chair. I'm like, what are you doing? God. But that's because, again, this is 1 a.m., so I was tired, and I was like, my level for my patience for wrestling at that point was like, okay, listen, I love wrestling, but you've taken it a bit too, it's too long at this point.
Yeah, I will say, the part that, in this match that made me laugh the most, I think, was the beginning.
Oh,
where Green gave, like, Cardona a kiss to be like, all right, good luck. Yeah. And fucking Missy just grabs fucking Dickinson by his face and just makes out with him so hard, and then she pulls away, and Dickinson's like,
wow.
He's just completely, like, thrown off, and like he just got hit with a straight right hook to his face.
The Dirty Daddy,
it just stunned him. It was so funny.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, though, I will say, the ending of this match is nice because finally Chelsea got her comeuppance. He just pushed her ass down, and then he razor's edge to Cardona.
Yeah, Chelsea took that bump like a champ.
She did. She took a lot of these bumps like a champ, and I was like, okay, you know what? Despite the fact that I did not like the pacing of this match, the ending, like you said, it was good to see Cardona get his ass kicked to start the show.
Yeah.
Also, the world champ, the the digital media championship. I think they called it an Impact, and he changed back. They changed to his like
the internet championship.
I fucking love that. I love that he did that.
It's so funny. It's so stupid, but it's so funny.
It really is. But it's such a nice callback.
It's so Cardona. Yeah, it's so Cardona.
My dad just wants all the belts that he wins to be spinner belts now. Fucking him with the GCW championship as a spinner belt for the bit he got to hold it on was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that was really funny.
I thought it was a solid match. The pacing not the best, but the moments in it were good. So there's that.
Yeah, I agree. The pacing felt a little off at times, but all together it was like good. And of course, Chris Dickinson did end up winning that match with the Bazooka Bomb, and it was solid. Next up, Tony Deppen versus Biff Busick. Holy fucking moly!
Yep, this match was basically I finished this match and I'm like, yep, you both gave me exactly what I wanted. This
match was bananas.
A great match with a very technical, with a fuck ton of strikes that sounded like thunderclaps.
Yeah, man. This match was absolutely wild. These two, it's like any Biff Busick match, just murdered each other. Oh my god, there was no mercy held back between these two. Nope. No love lost.
Nope.
They just absolutely murdered each other, and it was it was a pleasure to watch every single second of it.
Mm-hmm. Like these two they had two slap offs in this match, and each one ended with whoever winning it killing the other one, like with just a combination of strikes. So I was like, and you're dead.
Yep.
I'll see you in a week. God, there were so many good fucking matches. I think this is where Biff cut his head open again for like the second time now.
Oh my god, yeah.
That man.
Biff was bloody this weekend.
Yeah, he cut his head open really bad in Bloodsport, and I was like, every match you're going to have now is going to have blood, isn't it? And it did. Not to him trying after the first one.
Mm-hmm.
But God, these two beat the shit out of each other, and I loved it. So many good spots where they were just like catching each other out of the air with just disgusting sounding strikes.
Oh yeah, yeah. These two were really laying into each other here.
And then I believe Deppen won after he caved Biff's head in with a running knee, if I recall correctly.
Yes, he won with the knee trembler. The running knee right to the back of Biff's head, and he pinned him for the win, which was love seeing Deppen win here. I think that was an awesome choice. I think putting Deppen over was absolutely great over Biff, and showing off that Deppen is not somebody to fuck with.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just laugh at the idea of like, I was like, oh, Mike, of course Mikey liked that. The GCW original finally fucking won for once.
Yeah, I would love to. You know what I would love to see? I would love to see Tony Deppen challenge for Wheeler Yuta's new Ring of Honor Pure Championship. I would love to see that match.
Oh, and I love that.
That would be a banger of a match.
I think he was the previous Pure Champion before the guy who lost to Yuta won it from him.
That makes sense. Yeah. So these three matches, I think these four matches all had a theme of people just beating the crap out of each other, because next was Speedball Mike Bailey versus Jordan Oliver, and Zach, our theory stands. Mike Bailey can't have a bad match. Even after he had 9 matches to prove us wrong this weekend, he still hasn't.
Yeah, every match I watched, I was like, "Yep, Mike Bailey's a beast in the ring." My dad only knew him as the karate guy from Impact, and I was just like,
you don't know the lore.
I was
the
like,
depth of Mike Bailey.
He's amazing. My brother, who only knew from me talking about it, he's like, Mike Bailey's cracked. I'm like, yes. Welcome to my world. Every time he shows up with a match, Mike Bailey is cracked. At least I think it was that said that. This match is great, literally
Mike
great.
Bailey is absolutely bananas.
I could talk for so long about this match. Just so smooth. A very nice what's the word? I think it's like dynamic between Jordan Oliver, who is just a high flying. He's just really good at high flying wrestling, basically. And you got Mike Bailey, who can also high fly, but also has ridiculously good strikes.
Yes.
These two went kick for kick at points. There were a bunch of really good spots here where, like this is the one I liked a lot, was when Bailey like forearmed Jordan. Jordan no-sold it. They slapped each other back and forth, and then Bailey just put him down with another kick, and I was like, I love this match. I fucking love this goddamn match. There was the shoot. Oh my god, there was the disgusting spot where Oliver caught Bailey mid shooting star press with the clout cutter that Bailey kicked out of somehow, which I did not fucking expect.
Yeah, that was wild that Bailey kicked out of that.
Mm-hmm. Then he destroyed Oliver after this, though, with the spinning triple roundhouse kick that he does in the corner that just is a torpedo to the head.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Mm-hmm. He won with the Flamingo Driver, I believe they put on. He probably has an actual name, but I'm using what the commentary said.
I have here on the match results: Speedball Mike Bailey defeated Jordan Oliver via Flamingo Driver.
Well, hey, we'll take it. This was quite possibly match of the night for me, or match of this card for me.
I agree. For me, I think it's either this one or the last one. It was either this or Depp and Busick. They were both very, very
good matches. Yes. So then let's get into the next match, because I didn't realize.
I would say the most unexpected match of the card.
Yeah, for sure. Except then it made so much sense as the match got on, because I was like, why are these two in a match besides the fact that it's Effy, Minoru Suzuki, which is like, you know their names.
Effy and Minoru Suzuki.
These two
again, never would have expected.
Until they started wrestling, and I realized, I was like, oh, I get the gimmick. They both love pain. Effy likes when people hurt him, and Minoru Suzuki likes violence. I'm like, okay, you know what?
Effy likes when people hurt him, and Minoru Suzuki likes hurting people.
Whoever came up with this idea for this match, I don't know if it was a collective effort. You all deserve... Oh, I just said collective. God fucking damn it. Whoever came up with that, you deserve a gold star, because it was a very good idea. These two play... I think I told my brother this. If you know both these guys are, this match is great. This match is amazing. You know exactly... It's... I was so happy seeing these interactions between these two.
Yeah, I like how Minoru Suzuki, at the end of the day, still, like, sure, he's Murder Grandpa.
Yep.
But also, he didn't shy away from playing into Effy's like, gimmicks, right? I just enjoyed that Minoru Suzuki was just down for whatever, was just, like, I think he sold everything great. I think him, like, the mixture of, like, confusion and just, like, yeah, fuck it, I'll go with this.
Yeah, like
in Minoru Suzuki was very good.
Beginning of the match, he's like, the fuck is this guy? He, like, lets Effy kiss him on the cheek, slaps him across the face. He's like, alright, punch me. And then Effy's like, I like that. He's like, the fuck? It's like, okay, you like that, huh? And he keeps hitting it, and just the more the match goes on, it's like, he likes it. Let's just keep fucking hitting him then. He still had a lot of really good chops in this match,
I agree.
too.
This was a heavy hitting match between these two, and I think a lot of the strikes were sold very well. A lot of the strikes were given very well. I think it was just all in all a very good wrestling match. And I think Effy Suzuki, I think, not only surprised people when it got announced, because it was just like a match no one really ever thought would think of, right? Mm-hmm. But I think it also just surprised people in its delivery just because of how good it was.
Yeah.
And how much these two obviously Minoru Suzuki could go, and obviously Effy could go, but, like, for me, it was just, like, I was worried about how their different styles would clash in the ring.
Yeah.
And I think it worked out very well.
I loved how this whole match, like, by the end, Suzuki's like, okay, I know everything you're going to try to doing. You know what? You're going to bite my nipples? Fine, I'll still beat you up. And then Effy just straight up kissed him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, you motherfucker. And he just slapped the taste out of his mouth and killed him to win.
As soon as he did that, my brain was like, oh, it doesn't matter what happened. Effy could lose all of his matches for the rest of forever, but he can still be like, I kissed Minoru Suzuki.
Pretty much.
Fuck you.
This
like,
Effy
is one of the few people who can say he kissed Minoru Suzuki on the mouth.
Yeah, he's literally just like, I take this as an absolute win.
Exactly.
He lost, and Suzuki he's just holding his fucking mouth like, this motherfucker really just fucking kissed me.
Yup.
Fucking guy walks out of the ring. Effy's just like in the... Daddy likes it.
And on his way out, Suzuki was just, like, spinning.
Yeah. Like, I like how, like, every up to this point, like, it was like, okay, you know what, fine. You want to do other stuff? Fine, whatever. It's weird, but I'm willing to embrace it. And then that's the step too far. He's like, no, fuck you, dude. I'm out. Oh, man. I loved it, though. Murder Grandpa had a really good showing this weekend.
I agree. Murder Grandpa had a great showing. And it was a very fun... I think this was a very fun match. And
Okay.
and I enjoyed it. All right, now let's get to
this clusterfuck.
Yeah, we got to talk this clusterfuck. So the clusterfuck has 5 ways of getting eliminated. Pinfall, makes sense. Submission, yup. Over the top rope, got it, easy, right? 4, leaving the building.
Yep.
Weird, but okay.
Yep.
5, death.
I love death. I had to explain this to my brother.
Dying. Just dying.
Yeah, dying. They're like, what do you mean by death? I'm like, wait, we saw a spot where someone concertoed a girl in the ring, and then the announcers are like, get them out of there. You're dead. That's dead. Don't get up.
This match started with a promo beforehand with Janela saying he's going to put himself in the greatest clusterfuck, and he's going to inject some poison into it, and he wants to be the one to kill it, right?
Oh, I didn't see that. Shit.
Yeah, so he there was a little promo before the greatest clusterfuck, and it was basically Joey Janela being like, it was like he hates the clusterfuck. It's the fans stop praising Joey Janela, so what he's gonna do is he's gonna enter the clusterfuck and he's gonna inject it with the worst poison he possibly can himself, and he's gonna take the clusterfuck down from the inside.
Wow.
That's why Janela came out first.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That makes more sense now.
And that's why Janela also gave himself a Brock Lesnar arc.
I literally had that first note. Janela Brock Lesnar'd it.
Janela gave himself a Brock Lesnar arc where, like, the first handful of entrants, Janela was just, like, in and out. Speaking of, number one entrant was, number one entrant was, of course, Joey Janela. Number 2 entrant was Buff Bagwell. And, oh my god.
He could not get into that ring. At all.
The amount of time it took Buff Bagwell to get to the ring drove me absolutely bonkers.
So what was the first match for me where it bothered me more was this, because for me, I was just sitting there going like, okay, you were just like, get in the ring. God.
The thing is, it was all a bit. Right? Because it was like, Buff could have probably gotten to the ring way faster. Buff definitely could have gotten to the ring way faster. He was playing it up. He was hamming it up on his entrance. He couldn't, he had to, have people help him into the ring with his broken leg. Just for him to get up, Janela immediately super kicking him and pinning him, and him being done in the match right away. After all of that time it took him to get to the ring, he is immediately eliminated. I think it was a bit.
You think it was a bit?
I don't think he actually had to take that much time to get to the ring. I think it was all a bit for him to do this long entrance, hype it up for the fans, just to immediately for Joey Janela to fucking end him, right?
I could see that.
And it was kind of funny because I was like after all of that, right? It's just like, done. And it was like, I don't know, it made me laugh. I was like, wow, I feel like I got worked.
Got worked into a shoot, brother, man.
Yeah, I feel like I got worked, and I thought it was kind of funny. And it was,
bro.
Yeah, fine. Anyway,
there's a spot that I had to ask about. What the fuck was the deal with the guy in the weird latex mask and the overalls?
Okay, so anyway, before this, there's a ton of other entrants who show up and get eliminated by Janela. There's
Lesnar is Lesnar.
Yeah, there's George Gatton, Judas Judd Cassidy, Yo-Yo showed up, got eliminated. A few people showed up, did a little bit of stuff, and then Janela eliminated them. Yeah. Billy Stark showed up, did some stuff, but ended up getting eliminated. Juicy Finau came out, and then Sam Stackhouse.
It was nice seeing slowly but surely people were starting to get the better of him. So, you wanted to see him get eliminated. You're like, okay, who's going to be the one that does it? Kind of exactly like the Lesnar spot went.
Yeah. Janela just slowly getting worn down more and more over the course of the match. A bunch of entrants happened, but number 14, Early Morning Guy Steele.
God.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I forgot which one was it. I think it was.
Also before this, the social distancing match happened again.
Was
my
hilarious.
God.
I've never seen that. before.
You didn't see that? Oh my
No,
god,
I
that happened.
didn't.
That happened at like one of GCW's first like quarantine shows.
I love that so much.
And it was Janela versus Jimmy Lloyd. So, it was like they were pulling back a lot of old bits from old spring breaks.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought like Invisible Man was a big spring break bit and Invisible Man came out and did a bunch of bits with Invisible Man.
Amazing. The crowd literally did exactly what you need with Invisible Man, which is you sell the fuck out of him.
So good. The crowd sold the fuck out of him. The wrestler sold the fuck out of him. It's so funny because Invisible Man is just his own entity at this point, which is like so weird because it's literally just the crowd and the wrestlers selling nothing.
It's literally
it's
like
so fucking funny.
It's like the bit if you're old enough and you know this fucking feud, and God, if you remember this feud, you'll know how weird this was. It's like when the God feud, when like there's just a spotlight and you have to pretend like it's an actual person, but this is done well because it's not God, it's just a dude that everyone wants to see win.
Yeah. And then again, Janela and Lloyd did the social distancing match, which was so fucking funny.
It was hilarious.
It's so great. And the Canadian Destroyer was really good.
Oh my god.
But yeah, all that stuff happened before Early Morning Guy Steel, and again, what the fuck was Early Morning Guy Steel?
I don't know. Or to give you all...
Is there anything? Is there anything?
So, I think if I recall correctly, I think it was Ashley, or it might have been Amanda, but I'm pretty sure it was Ashley when I was doing Glory Pro with them, where they were talking about this with me, and the bit that I didn't realize was because technically speaking, it hit 1 a.m. in Texas. It was early morning. So that's where the early morning part comes out. Why this guy had to wear a creepy latex mask, a plaid shirt, and overalls was weird. But the weirdest part was he couldn't get into the ring at all. Like, struggled. But he had, like, it was like AR Fox under the mask, because he could do so much flippy shit in the ring. It's weird.
Yeah, it was like... I think that was the joke, right? Like, he was going to be like, oh, I can't get in the ring, but then once he gets to the top, and he struggles getting to the top rope, and then once he got to the top rope, he was like, 450!
Exactly, but...
Like, I think that's the joke, and I think that's very funny. But, like, what the
fuck?
Where, like, is there any backstory? Was there any other appearances of Early Morning Guy Steel?
Not any of the shows I watched.
Like, what, like, I was like, am I missing a joke?
It felt
is there like an inside joke? Was he from another spring break that I didn't see?
Yeah,
like was he from one of the previous spring breaks?
I think that's the best way to describe it.
No idea.
It felt like an inside joke between a bunch of the wrestlers that no one else, at least a lot of people, did not understand at all. To them, it was probably hilarious.
There's this Reddit post that says, who or what is Early Morning Guy Steel? And the first comment is, Chuck Taylor wished on a star and one of his million wrestler names became sentient. But like, again, it wasn't like, I don't know, for me, it felt too weird because I feel like the costume and the mask were a little too real, and it got a little too, like, uncanny valley for me, and the entire time Early Morning Guy Steel was out there, I was uncomfortable and just wanted him to get eliminated because I was like, this is weird. The costume was like, it was just enough to be like, oh, okay, this is a costume, but it was also, like, not enough of a costume for me to be like, that's not a real person, because I was like, I don't know, it made looking at Early Morning Guy Steel made me uncomfortable.
I don't even blame you. My look on that face when he got eliminated, I was just with my brother and my dad, and I was like, I don't know what that was. I've watched 2 or 3 clusterfucks at this point, and even I have no idea what the hell that was.
Yeah, that was weird. But yeah, this is about when the ring started filling up.
Yeah, finally,
a bunch of people started showing up. Blake Christian showed up. Kevin Blackwood showed up. Charlie Tiger and Ellis Taylor, Young, Dumb, and Broke showed up.
Young, Dumb, and Broke.
And then Grim Reaper showed up.
I loved this spot because it was so wholesome.
Okay. Also, I love this spot because it was perfect, right? Because Grim Reaper showed up, of course, did his thing, showed up, lit up a joint,
of course,
smoked it, got everyone in the ring, started passing it around.
Which is the wholesome part, which I really like. So it was just like,
and
oh my god.
When he started passing it around, Joey Janela sprints to the back.
Yep.
And everyone's like, what? Is he leaving? Is he about to eliminate himself? And then Joey Janela comes back with a microphone, and he's like, I'm no longer signed to AEW, so I can smoke that on TV. And he runs to the ring, and he takes a couple of hits.
It was really nice. Like, I was like...
Which was so funny.
After early morning Guy Steele, like, this was a very nice, wholesome moment. It's like, the wrestler's just enjoying a nice joint in the middle of the ring.
Here's also why I thought it was a very good spot. Because... it was a great spot to get everyone in the ring together and have it make sense for everyone to be all together in that ring and not fighting, right?
Makes sense.
And they don't have to do like the whole thing of like, I'm punching this guy in the corner like they do in the Royal Rumble where they're all fake beating each other up.
Yeah, to fill up
to make the ring to fill up the ring. But Grim Reaper had the ring full. I pass around this Jay, and nobody had to do the stupid spot of like, yes, I'm punching this person in the corner. And then Paro came out.
Yeah.
And Paro came out to do a big ring clear of all the people who were just in the ring.
Yeah.
It was a great placement for that spot, which was like really weird to think about because he was just like passing around to Jay. But I think that it had an excuse for everybody to be gathered together. It had an excuse as to why the ring was full. And it had an excuse why nobody was eliminating each other already because they were all chilling and having a good time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Paro comes out and fucks everybody up.
Yeah.
To look like a beast. And I think that it worked very fucking well.
This is the part where we got into peak clusterfuck where it started falling off the rails because Janela just wandered to the back and he's like, I'm going to the bathroom. And I was like, what? It's like,
Janela smoked the fucking joint and went to the back to get some fucking Cheetos.
Yeah, and he came out eating Cheetos, asking Brett what his next spot was, and I was like, "Yep, we've peaked we are peak clusterfuck right now, where it is an utter clown fiesta in the best way it could possibly be, probably."
He said Janela said he was injecting poison into the clusterfuck, and he did by injecting himself and doing. I would imagine a purposefully awful job. Not awful job, but purposely messing stuff up, being annoying, being just a pain in the ass to deal with.
Let's see. I then have oh my god, Invisible Man getting eliminated was a tragedy. Complete tragedy. Crowd booed it. Rest in peace, Invisible Man. I'll see you next year.
Janela get major heat for that.
Massive heat. He had a really nice running knee to Shaz's face. Like, it sounded really nasty, this
yeah. Shaz McKenzie came out after Janela eliminated the Invisible Man. After Janela basically cleared the ring of all the people who Paro didn't clear out. Shaz McKenzie comes out, and then when Shaz McKenzie comes out, it kind of starts the story of, I think this was from a previous Spring Break. I want to say Spring Break 3, where a bunch of women's wrestlers, just completely mob Janela after the show.
Mm-hmm.
Or, during the show, and, and Shaz McKenzie was, leading the charge of all these women who wanted to beat the crap out of Joey Janela.
That makes sense.
So, Shaz McKenzie showing up again, and Janela being like, oh, fuck, was very good.
Mm. See, this is where it helps that you know these references, because I didn't know about this, so I was just like, I have no idea why he's acting like that, but okay.
Yeah, so that's why, because literally, I think it was Spring Break 3, I think Shaz McKenzie led an army of women's wrestlers against Janela, and they all just beat the crap out of him. Yeah, so as soon as he heard Shaz McKenzie's music, he was like, oh no.
Mm-hmm. Then the army that was led this time was, I believe it was Sheik. It was Dark Sheik, Edith Surreal, Janai Kai, Lou Fisto, Jimmy Wang Yang's daughter, who comes into this match.
Jazzy Yang.
And Sandra Moon. I believe was the army that ended up clearing the ring. They straight cleared it. I was like, damn, that was actually pretty sick. Not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Then Maven showed up.
Yep.
And just drop-kicked everybody and then said, fuck all of you, and he left.
Drop-kicked everybody and left the building and eliminated himself.
Yeah, I was like, Maven has left the building.
And then after Maven...
I love this spot. I really did.
Was fucking... Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com.
He comes in, he plays up the most dickishry heel you could ever get. All you need to pay me $5 on my Patreon to hear what I want to say.
As he walked to the ring, people were handing him $5 bills.
I loved it. He's like, this product is garbage compared to AEW, just completely being just a major shitbag. total
The
like
crowd
snob.
started chanting, "We want Meltzer."
Yep. He's like, you love that. Gets to the ring. He got fucking. I think he got low blowed after this.
Yeah.
And thrown out of the ring, and I like how like he gets thrown out of the ring. He's on his like belly, and he just crawls all the way up the entrance ramp to the back. He never gets up.
Nope.
Loved it. This spot was great. It was everything it needed to be.
I agree. It was very funny. Then another crazy entrant, Josh Barnett, showed up.
Not
holy moly!
That. I was like, oh, hello.
No.
Shows up.
Josh Barnett showed up. Beat the shit out of some people. Nasty Leroy shows up, whatever. And then Jimmy Wang Yang.
Yeah.
We got the little tease, teasing Jimmy Wang Yang with Jazzy Wang. If I didn't think, Jimmy Wang Yang's daughter. And then Jimmy shows up. Haven't seen him since, 2008 SmackDown, right?
Last time I saw him was WrestleCon, but otherwise, yes, it would be like 2000.
Last time I saw him was random SmackDown.
Yep.
Right?
Back in the days of,
so
Eddie
long
Guerrero
ago.
and, Rey Mysterio and, Chris Benoit and, Kurt Angle and Edge. Those eras.
Yeah. Jimmy Wang Yang and Barnett had a little bit of a funny bit together.
I thought this was quite amusing. The two of them were going at each other, and Jimmy Wang Yang and his daughter start to go after Barnett, and it's a bit sloppy, but it's fun. And I like how Barnett, so Jimmy Wang Yang's daughter tries to put a knee bar on him, and him being the dad of Bloodsport was like, no, hold on. He sits down, he shows her the proper technique for it, she locks it in, and he briefly taps to show her that she's doing it well, and the refs are like, you tapped, you're done. And he's like, what? What the fuck you mean?
It was really funny. It was really fun. I loved the fact that Josh Barnett was getting put in a knee bar, and his immediate reaction was being like, "No, you're not fucking hurting me, right?
You need to. Let me show you how to hurt someone correctly.
Come on, that doesn't hurt. Make it hurt."
I very much loved this spot. I liked. It was very. It was very funny.
Tired teacher Josh Barnett was very good.
Yes. Yeah. He already had Bloodsport. Who knows? Maybe she'll show up in Bloodsport next year.
Mm-hmm. That would be cool.
That'd be a nice callback.
What were some other spots? Walmart. Okay, I want to really quick bring up something because we are already I think we're already an hour into this recording, and we still have 2 shows left to talk about.
But granted, the clusterfuck is too fucking massive.
A lot.
Shit.
Yeah.
Everything.
So I want to talk about Walmart guy.
Yeah. What about Walmart?
Lord Adrian, Walmart guy. He came in, did some moves, and then he hit somebody with a tombstone.
Yeah.
But no one commented on it. But that guy looked like he took that tombstone it looked like he actually got dropped directly on top of his
did he? I think at this point I was in a state of it's 2 a.m. man.
From what I saw, it literally looked like when he hit his head on the ground, it looked like his neck just crumpled. And I was like, is he okay?
Oh my god.
And I saw 0 comments on it. I saw 0 people talking about it anywhere. I was like, what the fuck happened to that guy? It looked like he took that fucking tombstone really, really badly. Or someone did it really. It looked like he actually broke his neck. But nobody said anything about it.
I guess.
At all. I was just so confused. I was like, hello? Is anyone going to check on this guy at all? Anybody?
We just witnessed an actual murder in the ring and no one's talking about it at all.
Yeah. I was like, what the hell?
I didn't even notice that. Like I said, I was in a haze. This is 2 a.m. at this point now, and I was like, bro, I've watched so much wrestling.
I'm gonna look up Brandon Kirk and see if I can find his Twitter and see if if he's all right. He's probably fine considering nobody's been talking about it, but still.
Right, while you do that, let's go. I'll talk about a few of the other spots in this match. Alec Price and Cole Radrick had a really nice duel on the apron that led to them both eliminating each other that I liked. Nasty Leroy also hit Kevin Matthews with a people's elbow and a sharpshooter, which is a callback to an old rivalry he used to have with Ring of Honor, I think it was. That was nice.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd built that up. Nick Wayne was the one that ended up super kicking Joey Janela off the apron and eliminating him, and it was great. I think, was it you that thought that Joey Janela wasn't supposed to fall off the apron, or it might have been someone else told me that?
No, I think it was fine. I think it made sense.
No, I remember someone said to me they thought it might have been a bit Joey wasn't supposed to get eliminated then and there.
I mean, Maybe not, but I think it made sense. It was getting toward the end of the match. It was getting toward the end of the match anyway, and I think Nick Wayne's the perfect person to do it.
Yeah. So then after that, LA Fights showed up, cleared the ring. Second Gear Crew then came in, and we had Gang Warfare, where Second Gear Crew just absolutely beat the bricks off of LA Fights, to be honest. Eliminated all of them. We then got a little skirmish between Blake Christian and Nick Wayne, which is a very fast-paced but awesome little go.
Yeah.
And then I love how Sheik, who's still in this match at this point, basically took everyone from Second Gear Crew out with like a diving crossbow on the outside. And these guys were so fucking petty. They got back in the ring and ganged up on Sheik and eliminated her.
That was rough.
Petty AF. Then we got, and then eventually, I believe, if I recall correctly, Nick Wayne got eliminated, which was sad.
Yeah.
And it ended up being Blake versus Matthew Justice, Mance Warner, and AJ Gray. And he valiantly fought back, but lost because it was a 3-on-1. And if you know any about Second Gear Crew, these are some tough dudes.
Yeah.
And I want to go on record and say I think it's bullshit that Second Gear Crew won this match with their group.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what?
Yeah, I agree.
I'm like, if we take this clusterfuck seriously, which no one does, by the way.
Yeah.
Then what's to stop anyone from just being like, okay, here's my 50-man group.
We win.
We win.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, you can't just have the guys from Second Gear Crew at least duke it out. I would have liked to see like a big hoss fight between the three of them.
Yeah, I guess they were trying to put them all over since they all kind of lost their matches on the previous night of Spring Break.
I was just like, that didn't happen the last time I watched the clusterfuck where one person from the group won. Granted, they didn't win. They all had to get eliminated together. Whatever. I was like, I don't know about that, Chief.
Yeah, I agree. It was definitely a weird way to end it.
Yeah. Overall, I thought the clusterfuck was fine, but I think at this point now, either the clusterfuck's got to start earlier, or it might not be for me at this point. Like, I've watched 2 of them now, and each time I've been like, oh my god, this is so long. Like, it's like the body is willing, but the mind is waning.
People in it.
It's so long, and some of the times the spots hit really well, and I laugh, and other times I'm like, that didn't really do it for me, dog.
Yeah,
looks at you, fucking early morning Jack Steele, whatever the hell his name is.
Early morning Guy Steele. Ugh.
Guy Steele looks at you.
If I never see early morning Guy Steele again, it'll be too soon.
Oh man. But overall, I thought that night 2 was pretty good. Well, actually, now that I think about it, the 3 matches in there were great.
Yeah. I think night 2 was all around probably a little better than night 1 in my eyes. I think night 1 was fine. I think night 2, the matches, just like the matches themselves were just, I think, higher, just like better all around.
I think for me, my opinion is night 2's endings were fine, but the middle was where it was all concentrated to be really good.
Yeah.
And then for night 1, it was all spread out for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like nothing really got me to go, holy fucking shit. But at the same time, like, it was still great.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So,
wow, we're getting to like old Indie Waters territories now at this time. Like, God.
Yeah. We were doing so good with like 45-minute episodes, and now we're here on an hour.
Oh yeah, 7. Dude. My episode with Curtis, for those of you that already watched it, was like 45 minutes.
Good, because that episode has 3 shows you're reviewing, so that's great, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it was like hour 45. So yeah, okay. So let's get into this.
Technically, we talked 2 shows, right?
True. We talked through 2 shows. That is true. So if we do this reasonably, it's like 30 minutes a show.
Yeah, exactly.
This podcast is brought to you by Paper, Tutors for All. When students struggle at school, finding a tutor can make a real difference. But tutors are expensive, and most families can't afford one. What if that changed? What if tutoring was affordable? What if it was free? What if it was available 24/7 in multiple languages? Now it is. With Paper, schools can offer every single student free 24/7 access to tutoring. Visit paper.co to find out if your child has access to Paper today.
Underdog Fantasy is the fastest growing fantasy app and easiest place to play fantasy sports. Play season-long best ball, fantasy drafts where you only focus on the most fun part of fantasy, drafting your team. Just jump on UnderdogFantasy.com or download the app, draft your team, and that's it. Underdog handles the rest for you. No waivers, trades, or setting your lineups each week. And if drafts aren't your thing, they also have a pick'em game where you can win 20 times your money in a single night. Use promo code RADIO, and Underdog will double your first deposit when you sign up with up to $100 in bonus cash. Deposit $100, get $100 free. That's promo code RADIO. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay, so let's get this.
Next up, we are talking about, we were going Spring Break Lucha Brunch, right? So let's go talk about Gringo Loco's The World on Lucha, presented by
I'm going to go on the record and say it right now. This is the best card of the entire collective. I fucking love this card.
So let's go through it really quick. We had Johnny Caballero versus Jack Cartwheel, Tony Deppen versus Psychosis, Shane Mercer in a scramble match between Shane Mercer, Octagon Jr., Golden Dragon, Drago Kid, Chris Carter, Arrow Boy, a singles match between Pagano and Sadiqa, a 6-person tag match between Team Gringo, which was Abismo Negro Jr., Demonic Flamita, and Gringo Loco, versus Laredo Kid, Ray Horace, and ASF, AR Fox versus Ninja Mac, and Psycho Clown versus Dr. Wagner Jr. This card was awesome. I think the first match, the Johnny Caballero Jack Cartwheel match, I thought that was a great opener for this show.
It was fucking fantastic. The only issue this match has with it, and it's not even the match, it's just that the audio was kind of fucked for the commentator side at the beginning.
Yeah, they were trying. I guess the show was just starting. They were still trying to figure stuff out. But I think this match was a great way to open the card because I think it was a great way to get the people who aren't usually Lucha fans. I think it was a great way to introduce them to the Lucha card because it's like, oh, Jack Cartwheel, you've seen him all weekend, and of course, fucking John Morrison, like you know who this guy is. Right,
bro. He's the man of a thousand names.
Johnny Caballero, Johnny Impact, John Morrison,
Johnny Mundo, John Hennigan, Johnny Bloodsport, Johnny WrestleCon. It could go anywhere with it.
He can't be Johnny Wrestling. That's reserved.
Exactly. The return of the dripstick popped me a bit. I'm not gonna lie, because as much as the dripstick, because Johnny Drip, for those of you that still watch WWE, was fantastic. And the fact that he didn't get their blow-off angle was a tragedy, but whatever. Was great. This match had a lot of really fun spots. There's a lot of flippy shit, too. Like, the drip stick quick draw between Morrison and Cartwheel was hilarious.
Yeah, where Cartwheel just turned around and was like, shh. And just got him when he turned around.
Mm-hmm. He
was very funny.
Low-blowed him with a swing. And there was that. There was when he just put the hat in the middle of the ring and flipped twice so that when he got on his feet, he had the hat on his head. And I was like, that was unnecessarily awesome.
Just showing off.
He had his awesome capoeira, like the clothesline after he parkoured off the top rope onto Cartwheel.
Yeah.
There was Cartwheels, of course, being fucking Johnny Cartwheel, being him just like flipping around the ring.
Jack Cartwheel, excuse you.
God.
Jack Cartwheel, great, like I said, great showing this weekend, great showing in this match. This match was just fun. This was a great way to open it.
I like the ending of this, too.
Yeah.
The spray from the dripstick pushed Cartwheel off the top, and then he hit a seated Starship Pain, which I didn't even think was possible.
It's John Morrison. He can do whatever he wants. Physics don't apply to him.
Yeah, Curtis and I have agreed that he's just that guy who, like, he can literally just pick up anything. Looks gorgeous, has a great girlfriend, can do anything. He's just ridiculously talented.
Yeah.
He does everything.
Dude's made in life. He doesn't need anything else.
They literally.
But yeah, this match was great. I thought it was a great way to open the show, and I really enjoyed it. A person I didn't expect to see on a Lucha card up next, and Tony Deppen.
Yeah.
Tony Deppen versus Psychosis.
This match was good and also weird sometimes, too.
Explain.
Like, Psychosis getting the microphone at the beginning was weird to me. Like,
why?
He got out of the ring, because it was just odd. I was like, why did you need the microphone when you could have just talked shit to him across the ring? Why did you need to go out of the ring to the back to get a microphone, only to go onto the ramp?
He wanted the crowd to hear it.
I get that, but at the same time, I was like, it took you 2 seconds, and then the match just continued as is, and I was just like, weird, but okay.
Also, it's a small place. You just like, yell.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking, which is why I was like, okay, weird, but all right. Besides that note, though, I thought this match was good.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
I thought that considering the fact that Psychosis apparently he's not as old as young as he used to be. He still had some good spots here.
But it's also Tony Deppen, right? Tony Deppen's a guy who could basically run a match by himself if he needs to. Like,
yeah, I also liked how this match is basically like old Luchador disciplines his son Luchador because his son Luchador is like, come on, hit me harder.
Yeah, and Deppen's like, okay.
It's more like a Psychosis when he had his belt, he was whipping Depp in, or when he chopped him and slapped him in the face. The belt spot was, ouch!
Yeah, those were
hurt.
loud. Those smacks were very fucking loud.
Yeah, those were really good. Psychosis had a really good Dragon Sleeper Tree of Woe combo, which I was like, why is more people not do this? That looks sick.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, man. I agree.
I really do. Yeah, this match was good. I thought Tony Deppen did a really good job of making Psychosis look great here. Psychosis did a good job. The crowd was pretty into this match. That's another thing. Wrld on Lucha, props to it. The crowd was great all night. There was not a single match that they were like low on, which is odd to me. I've never had a card where the crowd consistently is never dies. Except for maybe one match, but that's because it was slower paced. But we'll get into that in a second.
Yes. This next match, the scramble match between another person you wouldn't expect to see, because it was like Octagon Jr., Golden Dragon, Drago Kid, Chris Carter, Arrow Boy, a bunch of people who are very high flyer, very much luchador-esque, right? And then motherfucking Shane Mercer enters the fray. And what? It's like, even the announcer said it, they're like, one of these things is not like the other. Yep. Can you guess which one it is?
It's to the point now where I'm like, if I ever hulk up and get a shit ton of weight on me, I'll just go on a scramble match, because the big guy always looks like one of the best in the match, because he just destroys people.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so good. It was just so funny for just like, it was like Lucha, Shane Mercer.
There's so many good spots here in this match that Mercer had, such as when he just tossed Carter into a tornado that just knocked everyone down on the outside. I was like, that was sick.
Yep.
I love
he did it with one hand too.
Octagon politely asking the ref to stop, kind of going like, wait, the ref going like, wait, what the fuck do you, it was like, wait, what are you doing? And then he just kicked Carter in the face. Was hilarious.
Yep.
Like, you ever the fucking double moonsault and battery combo on Kid and Carter from Mercer was fucking awesome.
Mercer is an absolute superhuman. Like, I do not understand how he does all of this. Like, and that's sorry. He was like, I don't understand how he does all this. He has he's done it with two people. The moonsault and battery. He literally carried somebody up a ladder on Planet Death to do it. Like, Shane Mercer, like, is just an absolute, just not human. He is an absolute beast. Like,
yes, literally. And that's not even to say, like, I can't even name it because there's so many spots. Like, the luchadors of this match did a really good job. Like, it's literally like a scramble match with spots, but it's luchador spots, so it's fucking, to quote Mikey, bananas.
Yeah. Also, quick results. Johnny Caballero won the first match. Tony Deppen won the second match. Shane Mercer won the scramble match.
Yes. Then we get to the match where I believe the crowd, if you could call it not died, but like calmed down because they had a time to react to it. Mm-hmm. Which is the death match, ironically enough.
Yeah, which was next up between Pagano and Sadiqa.
I literally have it written here. My only complaint is that there are portions where it dragged, and by that I mean like it was a lot of them setting up or like walking around the ring trying to find where they put the weapons.
Yeah. I got a lot of insight into Sadiqa from Lauren
really?
and Sean.
Okay, do tell. Please.
Apparently she has this like. Apparently Sadiqa used to have this like mystique behind her when she wrestled in like Mexico and did like lucha stuff there of like being very stiff and being like hurting a lot of people.
Oh, really?
But that kind of mystique doesn't really transfer over very well, I guess, because it's like, oh, she just hurts a lot of people. That seems bad for business. And the fact that she kind of does whatever the hell she wants in the ring, she doesn't really like do a match. She doesn't really like. She doesn't really like do like a match flow. I've heard she kind of does whatever, and usually like her opponent has to be very like if she has a good like ring general opponent to keep like things in check, it's usually fine. But if it's not, if they don't, then it's kind of gets weirdly paced and feels like odd because it's kind of just Sadiqa doing whatever, and then the person trying to play along. Like this, it kind of came across a lot in her match in Planet Death.
Yeah,
because she went against Jimmy Lloyd, and Jimmy Lloyd is not a ring general in any sense of the word. Jimmy Lloyd is very much play his role kind of guy.
Yeah.
So that match at Planet Death ended up being weird between them and kind of felt oddly paced.
I knew. Okay, I thought the same thing. I was like, that was I thought the exact same thing, and I was like, that's just me.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of, like I said, there was a lot of hype behind Sadika because of the weird mystique she had in Mexico, but now it's kind of wearing off because, I don't know, doesn't seem good, I guess. Like, the two Sadika matches I saw this weekend both felt very slow and very, like, kind of boring, and I wasn't really into them, so, I don't know.
I actually I don't know. Without knowing that, I actually quite enjoyed Pagano versus Sadika, only because, like, Pagano literally did not take her seriously at all at the start of this match.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, so slight flex. I speak Spanish also, and I can understand it pretty well. He was just calling her a bitch. Like, he's like, this fucking bitch right here. Like, what's she doing here? And I enjoyed how, like, as this match, like, went further on, they eventually got to the point where it's like, okay, this bitch could actually fight, so I guess I'm gonna have to actually do a death match with her if I'm gonna fucking beat her. I can't just, like, technically wrestle her in the ring like he was doing for the start of this match. It's just weird for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, why are we doing chain wrestling in a fucking death match?
Yeah,
I mean, I'll watch it.
I guess it made sense with the fact that he didn't really, like, he didn't take her seriously.
There were a couple good spots here that I liked. She suplexed him onto a ladder and a door and a couple chairs, I was like, why did you not use the ladder? Why did the ladder just lay on the ground on the outside the whole time?
Yeah, there was also, like, a table that they set up that didn't end up getting used, I think.
Yes, there was that. Okay, so now the ladder and your thing makes a lot more sense now. Because she suplexed Pagano onto the ladder, and then basically he got a ladder out, and she's like, I'm not using this ladder. And he was like, okay. Just suplexing me onto it then.
Yeah, that was brutal. That was a good spot, though.
It was a good spot. It was just like, now a lot of these make sense. Like, there were points like they were just around the ring chopping each other, and I liked it.
Yeah.
It was just, I guess for me, not knowing about her being not a ring general, I guess the word, is just like, it helped this match for me, because I was like, okay, I get this match. I get what you're going for here.
Mm-hmm.
There was, when she put Pagano through a door on the outside with a tornillo, which I thought was great.
Yeah.
Pagano actually won this
Mm-hmm.
with the springboard code breaker, and the light tubes did not break because for some reason at the collective these light tubes were just I am the tabling this shit.
Yeah, a lot of that happened a lot during Bloodsport. There was a couple of matches where the tubes just didn't. Like,
You mean a Planet Death?
Yeah, Planet Death. I keep mixing up Bloodsport and Planet Death.
Oh, don't worry.
But yeah, Planet Death. It's just like I don't know. The light tubes just didn't.
Pacing issues aside, I thought these two did a good job, and that's mainly it's probably because I just was like, okay, I get the story going. But now that I know this, it kind of takes a little bit away from the match. Not gonna lie.
Like, I don't know. It was like, to me, it was like fine. I wasn't like that into it, and there was like some crazy spots, but it was okay.
Honestly, it felt like these two were just actually fighting each other. To be honest,
yeah.
Like, you have to these two did a good job of feeling like these two were legit just stiffing, like just topping each other and being like, fuck, I'm tired now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're up? Time to beat this person up again.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Yeah, this is the part where the crowd definitely went down a bit, and then holy fucking moly, the next match, this crowd fucking came alive. This is the tag team match, Laredo Kid's team versus Gringo Loco's team.
Yeah, this match was good. This match fucked. This match was really good.
If the crowd died a bit on that match because it was slow paced and weirdly paced, which again, we've went through that already. This match is where the crowd was like, and we're back up and ready to go. I love this match. I'll be real. I fucking loved it. All three members of each team looked fantastic in this match. There were so many good spots between them it was just peak Lucha shit, and I was all for it. There were so many good spots here. I thought Abysmal was a new competitor I've never actually seen in one of these matches, and I was impressed with him. He has a really cool look to him, too. It's like he looks like a supervillain, to be honest.
Yeah, he does. Which
fits very well into Gringo Loco's team.
I agree.
There God, there were so many. Like, I literally could like sit here. Like, if it wasn't the fact that we're nearing on like an hour and a half of this, I could sit here and talk about their offense all fucking day. There were just, oh my God. Let's see, which one that I can think of that's like there was the fucking ridiculously awesome springboard head scissors from ASF onto Gringo.
Yeah.
Which ASF then followed up by tilt-a-whirling like from member to member of Team Gringo Loco until he took Gringo down with another head scissors, and I was like, that fucked. That was sick. Forrest had a bunch of really good tornado DDTs on Gringo and Flamita, and then a fucking moonsault tornado, which sounds wild when you think about it, onto a Gringo and Abismo, which was fantastic. Let's see. There was the great spot where Gringo held Juarez, I think is in a tombstone, and Flamita kicked him in the face up so that Abismo could then slam him into the mat with Gringo. Like, there's just shit like that. So many good fucking spots. Gringo Loco's team won after they got ASF in an electric chair position on the top rope. They spun him around and then sat out, powerbombed him, and picked up the win.
Yeah, this match was bonkers. This match was bananas. There were so many crazy spots in this match.
Couldn't do it justice.
Yeah. I think everyone came out looking like $1 million. This match was. I think this match should have main evented. Personally,
You thought it should have main evented?
I think the 6-person should have main evented. I think Wagner Jr. and Psycho Clown was good. It was a good main event. It just felt weird. It just felt weird to me. I get that. Like, it felt weird to me that. Just go with me on this. It felt weird to me that a death match was the main event of a Lucha show.
True.
You know what I mean? I get that Lucha isn't all just flippy shit, and it's a wider genre than we give it credit for, and they do a lot of stuff in Lucha, and sometimes Lucha gets extreme, like in the main event.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if we're really trying to show off the Lucha style of wrestling, I think this 6-person should have main evented because it was Lucha to the core, right?
Okay, yeah, I get that. I think I'm inclined to agree a bit. The only reason why I am willing to think that they're willing to stick with Wagner and Psycho Clown is when we'll get into the match later. This match had so much goddamn history to it that I did not realize.
Yeah, apparently there was a really long and arduous story to the match coming up in the main event.
Don't worry. I'll go into that when we get into it. But
can't wait. But yeah, we do have one more match in between first, which is AR Fox versus Ninja Mac, which was very good. You know, it's Fox, it's Ninja Mac. Let them go. They're going to be good.
Yeah. I literally wrote, it's basically a same vibe of Blake Christian versus AR Fox, but just with more flippy shit, 'cause it's Lucha now.
Exactly. It was very good.
Great spots. There was the AR Fox trifecta of cutters after he took a Fosbury flop from Mac. There was the running elbow from Mac that just destroyed Fox and sent him he just sent him to the outside. Didn't even get his... There was that. There was all the spots that Fox, him doing, like skinning the cat, kissing his valet, skinning the cat back into the ring, and drop-kicking his opponent. Just peak AR Fox and Ninja Mac shit.
Yeah, it was very solid.
AR Fox won it after he dodged a Phoenix Splash from Mac and then crushed him with a 450.
Yeah, that was really good.
It was a great match. I can't even deny it. Ninja Mac's another person that had a lot of really good matches this week, especially his Bloodsport match. His Bloodsport match was fucking choice.
Oh, yeah. Ninja Mac in Bloodsport was very interesting.
He had one of the best matches on that card, funnily enough. It was, to quote Curtis, it was peak Tekken shit. It was like some Eddie Gordo shit when he killed Yoya with the fucking spinning roundhouse kick to the back of the neck.
Yeah, that's who hasn't seen that gif in the wrestling world? And it was absolutely bananas.
Loved it.
Were you trying to kill him?
Evidently, yes.
Poor Yoya.
I literally had my brother watch. He's like, picture perfect, foot to back of neck into floor. Goddamn Ninja Mac. Yoya had more matches this weekend. Relax, bro. I literally have watched so many Janai Kai and Yoya matches, and I like them both a lot, but neither one of them have won any of their matches I've seen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why do they always lose? And like Chris said, one of these days I'm gonna just not watch a match with the two of them, and they're gonna win it on that match.
Yep.
I'm gonna be like, motherfucker.
Yeah, all right. Main event time.
Main event time. Psycho Clown versus Dr. Wagner Jr. The TLDR of this is that Dr. Wagner and Psycho Clown were basically 9-0 each in a mask versus mask or mask versus hair match until these two decided to challenge each other, and Psycho Clown won and took Dr. Wagner's mask. So they do not like each other on principle here, because, in Lucha World, you take someone's mask, that's like the greatest disrespect you could do to them.
Yep.
Side note, I think I wrote here is that I like how every time a luchador just takes their mask off, they're just weirdly handsome. Every fucking time. Don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dr. Wagner, I was like, he's a good-looking guy. But this match, I have to say, was good, but it went to great because of the crowd.
Yeah,
I don't know how the crowd, after all these matches, was still hot, that for this match, they played so well into Wagner and Clown, who ate this shit up like it was breakfast, dude. Like, Wagner was such a cocksucker for this entire match. Flipping the crowd off, yelling at them in Spanish. Psycho Clown was a great face. The kids that were there loved him. He really did a good job of playing like the valiant babyface against the shithead, like, old school heel. I really liked it. These two had some interesting... The broom spot was interesting. I wasn't expecting them to bring out a fucking broom, if I'm going to be honest, Mikey.
Yeah, broom, a broom to clean up the show.
Yep. Just, bent in half for a spot. Or the fucking trash can, like the legit trash can that Psycho Clown just found.
Yeah, that was funny.
There was, fucking, what is it, Psycho Clown, there was a point where he lost his mind and he just started whipping the shit out of fucking Wagner, the ref, and like a cameraman.
Yeah.
Like, his name is Psycho Clown. He is a psychopath.
He just started beating up everybody.
There was a great tornado DDT that was assisted by the ropes by Wagner. There was the spot where Psycho Clown drove a chair, like, horizontally first into Wagner's dick with another chair with a golf swing, which is good. I just really like this match. I think the crowd just really, like, elevated it for me. I don't know. And the ending of this match was... it was a very classic spot, but I think it works because of the fact of the history of this match. I liked it more, which is Wagner kicked Psycho in the dick, ripped his mask off, and rolled him up for the win.
Yeah, that was a great way to end this match. It played into the story, and it made a lot of sense.
I really, really liked this match, and I also liked how after this match, Wagner fucking challenged Psychosis to Psycho Clown, sorry. To a rematch in a mask versus hair match, because basically TLDR, fuck you, dude, you took my mask and I haven't been able to get my shit back. I want my revenge on you. Fuck you, dude. And I was like, yes, I will watch that. Yeah, overall, World on Lucha fucked really hard.
Yeah, really good show. All in all.
Really good show. Like, if there's any match on the collective that I'd recommend it's this one.
What are we giving World on Lucha?
Wait, did we give just Spring Break anything?
We gave Spring Break a high Met, I thought.
High Met, yeah, we did. World on Lucha, I'd give it a mark out, honestly.
I agree. This was a really good show. Definitely one of my favorites of the weekend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, it pretty much, like, there was... The only dip in the match was Sadako and Pagano because of the weird pacing, and... That Mikey and I have already gone through why that was the case. Thank you, Lauren and Sean for that, because I would never have even realized that. I would have just thought it's just because it's a death match, so they're just being slow paced because it's a fucking death match. That shit hurts.
Yeah, so I think I agree. It's a markout level card. I think this was I think all the matches were solid and everything delivered pretty.
World on Lucha fucking delivered.
Yeah, definitely go check it out if you haven't already, or if you should. It's definitely worth the what is it, like $12? It is to buy it on Fight. Like, go check it out. It's really good. All right, well we have one more show to go through today, and that, of course, is Effy's Big Gay Brunch. Can we talk about, right off the bat, how Effy fought Minoru Suzuki, and then Effy fought Minoru Suzuki the night before this, and then woke up at 11 to run a woke up to run a wrestling show that started at 11 o'clock.
Effy is a workhorse when it comes to this type of shit, especially after, like, that live streamed event that the GCW had during the pandemic.
Where he was up for like 30-something hours straight, yeah.
Yeah, that right there, that was where I was like, yeah, Effy's a trooper. Effy's the type of guy who's like, you need him to be somewhere, he can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, but we already kind of knew this.
Like, what kind of a psychopath is like, alright, so I'm gonna be fighting Minoru Suzuki late at night. You know what I want to do tomorrow? Wake up fucking early and run a wrestling show. Like, dude. Fucking sleep. Like, you just fought Murder Grandpa. Maybe sleep it off. Jesus.
Nah, there is no rest for the weary here.
No, not even a little bit. Anyway, this car, like right after the Suzuki match, he looked right at the camera and he was like, get up early tomorrow. It's time for brunch.
Yeah. Oh man.
So let's go over this card really quick. We got Jay Vidal taking on Carlos Romo, Max the Impaler versus Edith Surreal, Jordan Blade, Kid Bandit, Shea Purser, Rico Gonzalez, Killian McMurphy, Silvio Milano, and The Whisper in a scramble match. Kaida Murray versus Bill Dixon. A four-way tag match between Pretty in Pink, AC Mack, and Ashton Starr, Brooke Valentine and Devon Monroe, and MSP. Which is Main State Posse, Aiden Agro, and Danger Kid. Dark Sheik taking on Paro, Alley Catch versus Dirty Dango, and, of course, Pimpinella Escarlata versus Effy. This card was also really fun.
It was a very fun card. Like I said, way back at Spring Break, if Faye Jackson's Sweatpants Battle Royale's horniness really, it transitioned into this card, too.
Yeah, I agree. This card was a blast. I really enjoyed it.
It was fun though. It was a very fun time.
It was just like for me. It was like a nice little like breath of fresh air after like watching a lot of like I guess I can't because it was we saw the greatest clusterfuck, but like mostly serious wrestling. You know. Yeah.
There's a lot of like blood feuds, like
like a lot of blood feuds, a lot of like crazy like hardcore like people just like making each other bleed, and then it's like. Yeah, this was don't get me wrong, this was serious wrestling, but it had more of a fun light to it. You know, it had more energy. It had more of like we're here to wrestle and this show's going to fucking rule, right? I don't know. It had more of a little like it had more of a punch to it, I feel like. It had a very fun energy that I enjoyed.
Yes. The big gay brunches are always a fun vibe. Always.
It was just solid.
And then they have, every once in a while, they sprinkle in, like, a really, like, hard-hitting match that's just, like, I don't know where that came in, but I love it.
Yeah, we got a couple, we did get a couple of those. We did get a couple of very heavy-hitting, hard, like, these people are going to kill each other wrestling matches, right? Mm-hmm. So let's go through this card really quick. We had
we're on the home stretch. Let's get this shit.
Jay Vidal and Carlos Romo, solid opening match. Nothing really bananas here. Nothing really out of the ordinary. It was just a good wrestling match. I think altogether it was like fine.
Pretty much, yeah. Like it was a good opener, is what I put down.
Yeah, nothing really super noteworthy about it.
Yeah, it was literally just it was a solid opener.
Yeah, Edith Surreal, Max the Impaler. This match was way earlier in the card than I expected.
Yeah. I came out of this match, I was surprised with you that this match is early, like you just said. But I also came out of this going, like, why do I feel like Edith did nothing that match?
Because it felt like Max was just shaking off all of Edith's offense, right?
It felt like not a lot happened for me, and I was like, that's a shame.
Yeah, and I like a lot of people liked the ending of Max just like choke slamming Edith through a door on the outside and it being a count out, like, because it was a lot of people were saying it made Max look like a badass. It was like, yeah,
it did.
Yeah, they just destroyed Edith, right? But like, yeah. I don't know. To me, I don't know. I kind of wanted like a real ending. You know, like I wanted these two.
Yeah, I feel
like
that.
It's like this isn't just some jobber. It's Edith fucking Surreal, right? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I wanted more out of it, I guess.
Exactly, yeah. Like, I will agree. Like, I thought that Max kicking out of the Melon Baller was great because...
Agreed. I think that was a good call.
That was a good call. And Max slamming Edith through the door and then beating the shit out of her after the match was good to make her like a monster, but make them look like a monster. Sorry. But like I said, like this Eat is fucking surreal, and they got like a couple comebacks, and then Max just flattened them.
Yeah, basically.
And I was a little sad about that. I'm not gonna lie, but granted, that's probably because you and I are big Eat is surreal fans. So
yeah, that's true. I don't. Yeah, but I this match was like good, but like I wanted more from it. Like I know. Yep. It sucks because I know both of these. Like I know Max and I know Edith. Like we've seen Max matches, we've seen Edith matches. Me and you both know both of these two wrestlers can go, right.
Yeah,
and I would have liked to see them both go, but it felt like it fell a little flat for me this match. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm glad to see it wasn't just me with that. Where I was like, anywho. Moving on from that.
Next up, we got a scramble match. Jordan Blade, Kid Bandit, Shea Purser, Rico Gonzalez, Killian McMurphy, Silvio Milano, and surprise entrant, The Whisper.
Yeah. This is my first Kid Bandit match.
Kid Bandit's good.
I love them already. They came out of the curtain and they started writing every contestant's name down in the death note they came out with, and I was like,
I didn't even notice that!
And I fucking love it.
I didn't even realize they did that. That's awesome.
Yeah, the whole time, like, they were just looking at each person, just writing their name down. I'm like, oh my god, you're writing their name down the death note. I'm like, fantastic. Literally the best. I already like you, and I haven't even seen you wrestle yet. I liked... This is like, good. Like, this is a fun scramble match that I think benefited because a lot of the people in this match had very strong personalities. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this was... I think that's why scramble matches are so fun. Because scramble matches are the place for people with a lot of strong personality to just, like, clash, right?
Yeah. It was very nice. Like, seeing, let's see, there were plenty of spots here that I could go through. Mm-hmm. That, let's see, let's pick one of these. Oh, God, I want to talk more about Bandit. Bandit spot had a spot where they did the "You Can't Simp Me," which fucking, that made me laugh quite a bit.
Yeah, and they did, like, the Maki Ito, like, salute fall into, like, the elbow drop.
Yeah, that was a good one. Blade and Milano had a really nice spot where they, like, just powered off everybody when they tried to jump them at the beginning, which I thought was a good way to show them off. Gonzalez had a wild-looking moonsault off the ring post onto everybody, which I was like, alright, yeah, just jump off the fucking ring post, why not?
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, McMurphy had a good lariat the White Bandit out. It was a good match. Like, I came out going like, I would be fine watching a match from any of those people again.
Yeah, I agree. It was solid, and I would love to see the rest of the rest of the people in this scramble in their own matches for sure.
Mm-hmm. Ironically enough, Blade ended up choking Bandit out when they missed the Phoenix Splash for the win, which, I guess the Death Note, not now, maybe at a later date.
Yeah, it'll work eventually, I'm sure.
At a later date, it will happen.
I would love for Kid Bandit to fight everyone in this match individually and win, and then just like hold up the Death Note and be like, "I told you."
That would be amazing long-term booking.
That would be incredible.
I would love that.
All right, next up, we got Kaita Murray versus Bill Dixon. This match was a slobber knocker.
Yeah, Kaita Murray, Bill Dixon. I just have written down here a slow but hard-hitting match. Like,
yeah, this match was an absolute slobber knocker. These two just went for it, and apparently there's some history between these two.
Yes, there is. If I recall correctly, Bill and Kaita are like, I think it's like Kita's basically saying like he is the baddest bitch on the block basically. But Bill is like, no, that's me. Fuck off.
Yeah.
And this is basically him trying to show Bill that like, yeah, no, I'm better than you, basically. At least that's what I got out of it.
I mean, he won the match, so
he did. After he low blowed him.
Yeah.
Double under DDT, smashed his leg with a chair, locked the figure forward, and forced the tap, which was fucking brutal.
Yeah, it was. It was a pretty brutal matchup. I think it was. This was one of those three matches on this card that was like, wow, this one they went hard, right?
Oh yeah, like Bill fucked Murray up a couple times here. Like there was the one where he threw Murray into the top rope, and they just fell onto the ring, and then they went out after them and chopped the shit out of them and suplexed him onto the concrete. And I was like, that fucking sucks. That's just concrete.
Yeah, that's there's nothing there, man.
They did a good job. Like these two did a real good job with each other.
I agree. It was a solid matchup, and I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, like you said, there's always like that one or two like hard-hitting matches just sprinkled in the brunches that's just like, oh shit, we're doing this now.
Yeah, oh shit, y'all are fighting. Like,
I think the last time that we did this, when we did brunch, I think it was JD Drake versus, I'm forgetting his name right now. Who's the cult? Who's the leader of the cult? Enjoy Wrestling's champion right now.
MV Young.
MV Young. It was JD Drake Young was the one where I was like, this match is just a fucking slobber knocker in the middle of this card.
Mm-hmm.
Just there.
Yeah, that was great. It was great.
So let's get into the scramble match with the tag teams.
Yeah, this was a 4-way tag team match.
Gauntlet, kind of?
It was kind of a gauntlet match, wasn't it? Because they kind of entered at, like, different times.
Yeah. So we start off with Mac and Star against Main State Posse.
Mm-hmm. Aiden Agro and Danger Kid.
I loved how they started having a dance party in the middle of the match, and Ashton's on the fucking apron. It's like, the fuck are we doing?
It's a wrestling match. What's happening?
I audibly got a laugh out of me.
Yeah.
The Star and the thing of the way this match works is that you can't pin anyone until every team is in the ring, which I found is funny because everyone who came into this ring kept trying to pin the other one.
And the ref was like, come on!
I'm just like, someone didn't read the fucking itinerary today of what the rules were.
Yeah.
So that was good. A Danger Kid chopped Mac in the dick when he was in the middle rope, which I thought was hilarious.
Got him.
Mm-hmm. Next up, after that was Petty and Pink, sorry.
Petty and Pink, yeah, my bad.
Monroe and Perry. They brawled on the outside. Star and Mac had two huge running kicks on the other teams. Star and Mac really were like the standout team here for me because they actually like worked really well together for a team that's not like an established team.
Yeah.
Oh no, never mind. It was Monroe and Perry for a second. I fucked that up.
No worries.
Monroe, Perry. Then after that, it was Petty and Pink, and McQueen and Kenzie cleared the ring.
Mm-hmm.
They threw everyone into a pile so Kenzie could jump off the top and take everyone out. Then they got super kicked in the face by every team in the match.
Yeah, which was very good.
Very nice. I'll say it again, like I said, last time I saw last time I saw McQueen fight, I love McQueen's personality in the ring. Yeah. I really do. Very good.
Dylan McQueen is a great showman in the ring, for sure. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, there was now I'm remembering now. If you get pinned when everyone's in the ring, you get eliminated from the match.
Yeah, it was like an elimination style match, so it ended up being... what were the final two teams? It was Petty and Pink, and
Star and Mac hit the scissor axe kick, Scissor Me Timbers, and the pedigree on Monroe and Kid, so it was Star and Mac versus Petty and Pink, I believe?
Yes, I believe you're right.
Let me see. I'm trying to get it right. I just realized, wait a second. What happened to some of these teams? I must have missed some eliminations here.
Yeah. It kind of got a little, things got a little lost.
Because I remember after this elimination with Monroe and Kid.
A couple of the eliminations happened fast.
Yeah, because Star then scissor kicked Dixon in the back then and said, get the fuck out of here, bitch. Mm-hmm. And Kenzie booted him in the gut. Or they got booted in the gut by Star, but then Star went for the axe kick again, and Kenzie kicked him in the dick mid-scissor kick, which is great.
Yep.
And did the package pile driver, and then they won. And I remember going like, wait, what the fuck, you won?
Yeah, me too.
I only saw one elimination, though.
Yeah, once the match ended, I was like, oh, I guess the other teams also got eliminated. Okay, cool. Whatever.
That did confuse... Okay, I'm glad I was in the one where I was like, I remember being... Even the commentary was like, wait, that's the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we missed a couple, but I think you're right on that.
Either we missed a couple or something happened that the other teams just could not compete.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess
I don't know.
It's fine. I don't know. It turned out to be fine, and the match ended up being good anyway, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And Petty and Pink came out with a victory, and ended up winning this match in a neat fashion, and it ended up being solid. The next match coming up, of course, we got Dark Sheik taking on Paro.
David and Goliath of a match I've ever seen one.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
The table, I remember, the first thing I remember is the table no-sold it when Paro threw Sheik into it.
As per usual.
I was like, fuck you table.
GCW doors, they refuse to break constantly.
Always. There was the nasty torture rack by Pero that he ended by just tossing Sheik off his back.
Mm-hmm.
Which was nasty.
Yup.
As I just said, there was Sheik's comeback thanks to a Johnny Cage nut punch, which I will never not love when she does it.
Oh, yeah, it's very good.
The running sliced bread, pop-up double stomp, and leg drop from the top. You know, it's a Sheik's got her bread and butter, as it is.
Hey.
You fucking sliced bread, baby. There was one where Pero then caught Sheik in mid-air when she tried to spinning kick him from the top rope, and he just threw her across the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Threw her into the ref, and Pollo Del Mar, who came out with Sheik as her manager, which I was like, oh, that's a thing now. Okay.
That was cool.
And then, oh yeah, I forgot. He threw Sheik into the ref and Pollo, because Pollo was on the rope and was talking shit to Pero and the ref.
Yeah.
And the ref and Pollo went through the table on the outside.
Yeah, Pollo got wrecked.
That was a good
big
spot,
props
though.
to Pollo Del Mar for just getting destroyed.
Yeah, that was a good one. So then Pero's like, well, I'm just going to keep powering the fuck out of Sheik.
Mm-hmm.
To send a message to Effy, I assume, because he stared right down at the camera. And I think said Effy's name.
He said, what he did was, he said, he kept power bombing Sheik.
Power bomb.
He kept power bombing Sheik over and over and over again. And then after the ref was down, Pero looked right into the camera and he went, Effy, send a ref out or she dies.
Oh, yeah.
Or he's like, send a ref out or I'll fucking kill her. Something like that, you know?
I think that was it, yeah. And then, out of nowhere, in the middle of this, Sheik rolled up Pero, and Effy, with a ref shirt on now, sprints out the back, 1, 2, 3, leaves. So good. And Pero looks beside himself, and Sheik's like, hey, fuck you, bitch, get outsmarted.
She ends up winning. Oh my god, what a great ending to this match of Pero being like, Effy, send a ref out or I'll fucking kill her. And Effy's like, you want a ref? I'll give you a ref. It's me, bitch.
I thought this match, up until this point, was a solid match, and then that ending, I was like, all right, this match is great, because Effy and Pero have had a long feud with each other through many brunches that we've been through.
Yeah, Paro's been showing up and kind of like trying to ruin it.
I think they've had a last man standing match, before with each other.
Have they? Interesting.
I think, because someone put out because I was looking at Effy's Twitter, and they put out a thing where they were like, remember when Pero and Effy had that last daddy standing match? That was it.
Oh, right, yeah.
Fear the Gay Agenda. So, like, I was like, actual long-term booking between two people who just consistently have an issue with each other in these gay brunches. I'm like, good.
Effy hitting him with the fast count was really good.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised that Pero and him haven't had a actual match on the brunch yet.
Yeah.
Effy's commentated it. He's now been the ref. He's come out after the match, but he's never actually had the match with him.
Mm-hmm.
That maybe it'll be later.
Man, we'll see. I would love to see it, though.
I would, too. I think it'd be a good match.
Yeah, and that ending was really good, and I think it really served this match well, and it was great to see Sheik get a win, especially after like a match in kind of similar fashion with Surreal and Max ended in a completely opposite way.
Yeah.
I think it was nice to see Sheik get the David and Goliath victory.
Mm-hmm. Very much a fan of that ending. So let's get into, oh man, if you thought Alley Catch was Mickey James's horny energy, this match will give you a fucking run for its money. Like up to this point, like, you know, like this is what when I said that the gay brunch had a lot of horny energy, I was mainly talking about this match, because this match was just horny.
This match it was just
this match was bonk, go to horny jail.
Yeah, just there was parts where they had dueling Dirty Dango and Catch had dueling lap dances. Literally to start this match, Dango stole Allie's the panties that she took off over her wrestling gear.
Stole that. He at one point gyrated in Allie's face after mounting a puncher in the corner, and then she humped him in the face several times until he threw her to the outside. I was like, okay. Then Dango just randomly decided to chop her, and not really chop her. He chopped the ring post, which fucking looked like it hurt a lot.
You know, I never thought about how much that spot must suck until I saw it happen.
Dude.
Until I saw a post on. I saw somebody comment on a Reddit post of a GIF of it, and they're like, "I'd never want to take that spot, man. My hand wouldn't stop hurting for days." And I was like, "Yeah, they're just voluntarily smacking a giant metal pole really hard, huh?"
Yep. Yeah, you know what's gonna happen too. You see the pole, and you're like, "Well, time for my hand to hurt for the rest of the day."
They're just kind of just doing that, and that's ouch. That must suck. That must suck to do.
This match also was funny to me because Fandango was just in this ring and would try to be like, "Stop! No, we're not doing this horny fight thing. We're not doing this." And Allie was like, "You started this, man.
Yeah, listen, you did this.
You did this." And it was hilarious because the crowd would try to egg Allie on. He'd be like, "Stop it!
Yep,
fucking stop!" Which is funny. He was a very good straight man in this match.
Yeah, I agree. It was very solid.
Oh yeah, I remember. I forgot. There's the one where Allie grabbed his dick and Atomic dropped him dick first on the back of a chair,
which was also very funny.
And then there was the finish where Dango missed the leg drop. And then Allie hit him with one of his own, and he tried to appeal this. So he tried to appeal that Catch's sweeter side and be like, "Just leave with me. We can just leave the match together." But as he stepped through the ropes, she spiked him into the mat with a fucking heat seeker pile driver and won.
Isn't it weird how Allie Catch and her ex-boyfriend have the same finisher?
Oh my god! Wait, what?
Yeah, her and MJF dated. For a while.
They dated?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah, for a little while.
This is news to me.
Yeah. And I just thought it was funny that they both did the Heat Seeker, but
it's hilarious. But
yeah.
I just got hit with that out of nowhere. Then.
Yeah, that was the thing that happened for a little while because there was a tweet about it. MJF cut a promo at some point in AEW, and Allie Catch made a comment about it, and the comment was about, I don't know. I gotta go back and find it, but I'll send it to you. But it was, I just thought it was funny. That's all. But yeah, the ending of this match was good. Allie Catch finally gets a fucking dub in GCW. She finally gets a dub on a big show, after seeing losses on Hammerstein and Spring Break. Right? She had her getting the win over Dirty Dango here felt good.
Finally.
Yeah, finally. And then
this match
was good. It was solid. Yeah,
it's good. They very much leaned to the horniness of this match. But I mean, if you're gonna go, you might as well just fucking commit to it.
That's true. I guess. Mike
and I always say, commit to the bit.
Commit to the bit. Just go in. If you commit to it, you just gotta commit. If you give up on it, it's gonna be worse. We gotta finish it out with Pimpinella Escarlata versus Effy. Pimpinella Escarlata, a huge name in the gay wrestling scene. Taking out Effy, another huge name in the gay wrestling scene, in the main event. And I thought this match was great. It was exactly what it needed to be.
Very much a fun match. There wasn't a lot of wrestling involved with this match, but it was, like I said, it was with this match. It was it's a feel-good ending to this pay-per-view, to this card, if I were to put it.
Yeah, it was exactly what it needed to be, and it was just solid. It was fun. Effy did a bunch of, Effy and Pimpinella did a bunch of funny bits back and forth where they were just biting each other's nipples and doing just being themselves, and it was nice.
Yeah, pretty much. It was good. Pimpinella really had they felt like they had a very good time for this match.
Yeah, Pimpinella is just funny. I think Pimpinella is very good.
Yelling musica and then Spanish music playing.
Yeah.
Them dancing around the ring. I was not expecting Escalada to bite Effie's crotch and his bare ass
that was
while
so
they fought
funny.
in the crowd.
I was so
like,
funny.
What?
God, that was so good.
Effie was just like, yes, bite my dick and my ass.
Yeah, I
in the middle of this fight.
Again,
why not?
Like you said, you gotta commit.
Then there was the ending of this, which I thought was very funny. It was very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
They got into the chop fight. Escalada tried to kiss Effie, but kissed the ref instead. Effie tried to kick Escalada, but booted the ref instead. And after all of that, Escalada rolled him up for the win.
That referee, by the way, I tweeted about that kick on the Indie Waters Twitter, and we actually got a reply from that referee who took that kick to the face.
Oh my god!
Hold on, let me find it really quick. So I tweeted when it happened. I tweeted the ref absolutely ate that kick. Holy moly!
Yeah,
and then a few days later, like 4 days after the big gay brunch, I have a tweet reply from referee Jesse Fields, says still feeling it days later. And I said we hope you recover well and that the soreness wears off. Thank you for being brave and taking that kick.
Yep. Yeah, I remember when he took that, I was like, "Ooh, that was a fucking kick to the face."
Yeah, no, there was you watched that and you were like, "Oh man, he didn't have time to get his hands up." Effy just like full sent that kick, and it was just boot to face. Like there was no hiding that one, man. He just ate it.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh no."
Yeah, it's like, holy fuck, dude. Like. But yeah, no, the match ends. Effy does a very nice speech talking about how Pimpinella basically set the foundation for a lot of queer wrestling and like, I don't want to put this. We say Latino wrestling promotions. They went through a lot of trials and hardships, but now here we are today, where gay wrestling is being celebrated.
Mm-hmm.
And basically a legend in the gay wrestling community. And like I said, a very nice ending to this card of... This is a fun card, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. This card was a blast. Like, it was very fun to watch. I really, really enjoyed it. It felt, like I said, like a breath of fresh air after a lot of, like, hardcore deathmatch wrestling and a hardcore, just a weekend of just, like, a bunch of... I don't know. It just felt like a bunch of hardcore wrestling, and this was just, like, a nice, like...
Yeah,
wrestling can it was just a nice reminder that like wrestling doesn't always have to be bonkers serious or have like a super bloody match or like have a bunch of super bloody matches or like need people taking like light tubes to the dome to be good, right? Wrestling can just be fun, and that's great, right? Like wrestling can just be enjoyable and fun to watch, and just leave a good feeling in your heart, and that's what Big Gay Brunch always does for me. It just is that's why I always make it a point to watch it, because I know for a fact that it's gonna have that feeling of like it's gonna have that feel good. You're gonna get those the good feels at the end of it, right? Like no matter what happens.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much, yeah. It was a nice for me. This wasn't my end of the collective. I watched Mission Pro after this. I'm gonna shamelessly plug it now. Fucking watch Mission Pro Wrestling's card. It was
bangers only.
Bangers only was fucking great.
Was it only bangers?
Only bangers.
Very good.
At least I had a great time
aptly
watching
named.
It. Aptly named. Support women's wrestling, support gay wrestling, support wrestling in general, to be honest.
Yeah. Go support your local indie scene.
Wow. We hit the 2-hour mark on this fucking episode. Goddamn.
Yeah, long episode here.
If I think it'd be a good idea for us to put timestamps maybe in the so that if people want to look at certain cards, they can look at certain cards.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
You're the man.
Yeah, that was our review of the collective throughout this week. Of course, we had episodes on Wednesday and Friday as well. So you should go check out the other two episodes. The first on Wednesday, it was me, Sean, and Lauren, and we were talking BLP Norm and of course Planet Death. Zach, you also had an episode on Friday. What did you guys talk about over there? Who were your guests?
Me, Ashley, and Amanda talked from How to Talk Friends About Wrestling. Talked about Glory Pros Wrestling's card. Me and Curtis are one of our newest members of the Count Out Network, though not the newest one now. Talked about Bloodsport. We gushed over it. We literally speed ran through that card because how much we love that card. And then finally, hold on. I almost forgot. How could I forget? Me and Ryan talked about For the Culture.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a great time talking with all of them. It was nice to talk with Curtis for the first time. And also nice to get like a nice one-on-one with Ashley and Amanda, because usually when I talk to them, it's at happy hour.
Mm-hmm.
So it was nice to get to talk to everyone. Of course, Ryan, I've had plenty of times to talk with Ryan one-on-one. It's always a pleasure to talk with Ryan because he's a very he's got a very good mind when it comes to the wrestling business and thinking about stuff that I normally wouldn't think about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
good.
We've had a lot of fun episodes this week. If you want to go see a bunch of more reviews on the Collective Weekend, of course, go check out those episodes throughout the week that we posted here on Indie Waters. And, of course, the rest of the Count Out Network has also been buzzing about the Collective, so go check out the other shows on the Count Out Network, such as Pure with Sean Taggart, Your Dose of Death with Lauren Rosenberg, How to Talk to Your Friend About Wrestling with Ashley and Amanda, Okada's Shorts with Curtis and Rafe, Ryan Knightsey, of course. Ryan Knightsey and Scott, of course, have Ring Post Radio. Man, we have so many shows and so many cool articles here on the Count Out Network, which you can find all at countoutpod.com, or you can, of course, subscribe wherever you can find your podcast, and we would appreciate if you give us a 5-star rating over on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It would really help a growing podcast like ourselves get our name out there a little bit more, and we would really appreciate if you went to our store over at countoutpod.com/store and got some of our merch. We sell a bunch of different fun t-shirts. We're selling an Indie Waters t-shirt still, so go get yours today. It's a really cool shirt. I really like it. Of course, I'm biased because I designed it, but I think you'll like it too. They're all from reviews from people who have worn the shirt. It is very soft and very breathable and a very good fabric. So go get those shirts now on countoutpod.com/store and go follow us on social media. You can follow Indie Waters at Indie Waters on Twitter, and you can follow the Count Out Network at Count Out Pod on Twitter, and you can follow the Count Out Pod also on Facebook. Count Out our Wrestling Podcast Network over on Facebook, and you can go subscribe to YouTube under the same name. I believe that's all my plugs. Oh, next week we're taking a break. By the way,
I was listening. It's like, is he ever going to mention that we're taking the break
next week? Next week we're taking a break. We put out 3 episodes this week. We're fucking tired.
Yeah, if you've seen the meme about the dad stop and it's like it's wrestling time, that was me and Mikey this weekend.
Yeah, he was just like, but Grandpa, I don't want to watch wrestling no more. Well, that's too damn bad.
Yeah, or it could be the meme of like, dear, it's time for your weekly independent wrestling show, and me and Mike are just like, yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
That was me and him by the end of this weekend. Still a fun ass weekend. Great.
Yeah, still great wrestling.
God, am I tired?
But yeah, I'm beat. We watched a ton of wrestling last weekend, so we're just gonna take a short break for next week, and then we'll come back hard. And we'll watch some more. We'll get back to it in the regular swing of things. Yeah, in a couple of weeks.
That'll actually be a surprise episode until they read the description then, because we won't actually be able to give them a little sneak peek then.
Oh yeah. You're going into that one blind. Very interesting.
Unless they read the description, in which case they'll know.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway, that is all for this week's episode of Independent Waters. That is all for our collective review. This is the kickoff. This is the end of the collective reviews, like we said before. See you all in a couple of weeks, but until then, we have one thing left to say, and that is to remember that there's a gigantic sea of independent wrestling out there.
So never stop exploring.
This has been a Count Out Podcast.